What do Texas Chainsaw Massacre, porn, Chris Rock, gators, and show tunes have in common? Well, today's episode, because we watched some movies. We watched them so you don't have to. So you know what time it is. What's up, Moon Goons? Welcome to the Horrible Horror Podcast, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies, most of the time. Movies so bad they're scary. I'm your host, Jedi Lord Marshall Hampton. With me today, once again, is basically my new co-host for the most part at this point in time, until something changes. You know him, you love him. It's Mr. Nachos McWerewolf. All right.
How are you doing this wonderful Easter Sunday afternoon?
It is Easter
Marshall.
Sunday, and we are recording because we are heathenistic bastards that just don't care.
And I'm just so happy to see you.
Oh,
that was an excellent pun.
Oh, you got me back to back with the puns there. Well done, sir. Well done. This week, because it is Easter and there's a lot of shit going on, we are doing just kind of we're going to do kind of like another little roundtable discussion that we did a few weeks ago where we talked about just a whole bunch of movies at once and not going to do a whole like play-by-play breakdown like doing normal episodes. But we're just going to cover some more modern movies and do a little discussion on them. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. But before we get into that, oh shit, Hawkeye just made an appearance. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I like him. So my question is...
I like it, yeah.
So... Hawkeye is holding the bow with his right hand.
Yes.
And he's pulling back with his left.
Yes.
Is that a left-handed thing or a right-handed thing? See, that's what confuses me about archery.
Actually, it'd make him a lefty.
Cool.
Because, yeah, when I did archery, it was I held the bow with my left, pulled back with my right. So if he's doing that, then that would make him a lefty.
Oh, yeah, you're a lefty, too.
No, I'm a righty.
Ew, you fucking monster. Get out of here. And I'm going to take a shot of Fireball.
You do that shot of Fireball. You know what? You brought me an Easter basket, an Easter egg of Fireball. I will partake in this time.
You know what?
I won't get. It's getting me nice and drunk before I have to go to my family Easter.
That's right.
There it is.
You know what I was going to do?
What was that?
So... I had all these Easter eggs and shit, because today's Easter.
Yeah, really?
Shocker. I was going to get a tampon and, dip it in red Kool-Aid and put it in a big Easter egg and give it to you. But shit looked pretty hectic when I came in here. Family running out and about. I'm like, you know what? Let's not bombard the boy with that. Because I'm a real nice guy, Marshall.
You are. You're super sweet. You're a sweetheart.
And I have this, I came rolling in with this bucket of Fireball.
Yeah, big old bucket of Fireball.
I exited out and it says, it's an Easter basket.
It is officially an Easter basket. I mean, if it says it's a basket, it's an Easter basket.
I mean, we can't argue that.
Yeah, I mean, the basket's not going to lie.
Do you like green apple?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out later.
Figure that out later.
Do you like to play a game?
So this week, before we get to the movies we're going to talk about, well, we have to cover our update for the Horrible Horror March Movie Madness Tournament of Awfulness, because we just had the the Epically Awful 8 go down, and we have those results. Or no, we're Final Four, I'm sorry, I'm off a week. We have our Final Fucked Up Four. Thank you. Just happened, so we're finding out the results of those, and we're going to find out what two horrible movies are going to go play for our championship this year and to be crowned the worst of the worst of 2022-2023. So let's get to it because that's won't take very long because it's there's only 2 to get through. So first up in the first matchup in the fucked up Final Four, we had our number one seed Camp Murder taking on the 4 seed Scream Park.
Woo.
Nachos, want to take a guess at which one's moving on?
I want to say Camp Murder.
You want to say Camp Murder?
Because, anybody tuning in for the past couple weeks knows that movie was fucking dog shit.
It indeed was. So results as of the voters, we have our first real major upset. Oh. This is insanity. I can't believe this, but with 61% of the vote, Scream Park takes out Camp Murder. I'm blown away. Like, I'm calling shenanigans on this. Like, I'm guessing people just didn't watch Camp Murder, which is to be expected because that's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But
I'm befuddled, dude.
I'm befuddled too. I'm like, I can't believe this shit.
You know what? Maybe like some of the cast found out about Scream Park or Bloody Murder or the fucking Camp and they just started voting it. Maybe it was like the Jersey bowling pin Fred Durst and fucking Roxy Trashmouth and fucking Captain Dunlap all like got together and used their powers of the internet to listen to the episodes, and they're like, no, it's not the worst movie ever. Yeah. Maybe you've never seen Play a Knife from Outer Space. Jesus, I'm
just taken back, dude.
I'm
almost speechless by this. Like, I want to recount. Like, I'm almost angry at this fact that it's not moving on. Like, it should be moving on.
You know what? I need a drink for that.
Yeah, we need another drink for that too. All right, yeah, let's pop open. What we got today?
Your old classic.
The old class. We got the White Claw Hard Seltzer Watermelon.
Wow.
Watermelon. Nice and refreshing. All right, let's move on. Let's put that. I'm going to try to put that behind me. And let's move on to our second matchup in the final fucked up 4, where we had the number 2 seed, the Night of the Dribbler, taking on the number 6 seed, the Bates Haunting. Oh. Man, if I was the bet, I would have lost my pants on that bet. That broke my bracket, that one. Last one.
I guess, yeah, the underdog fucking just triumphed.
Cinderella story coming out of nowhere.
Classy Cinderella story.
And honestly, I don't think Scream Park was that bad. Like, it was bad, but not like the worst thing we've seen in comparison.
It wasn't unsufferable.
Yeah.
It was a little bland, but...
Yeah, it was bland, but it wasn't... Oh, my God.
It wasn't a trash release.
But the people have spoken. I can't do anything about it. All right, so final matchup, final fucked up 4. We have, like I said, Night of the Dribbler taking on the Bates Haunting. This was a pretty one-sided affair again.
I'm going Night of the Dribbler.
You going Night of the Dribbler?
I think so.
Well, you get your mojo back with that one because, yes, Night of the Dribbler wins with 67% of the vote to 33%. Night of the Dribbler takes down the Bates Haunting to move on to the championship round.
Is everybody okay out there?
Yeah, I'm just hornswoggled and bamboozled by this.
I'm flabbergasted.
Like, I was actually thinking this was going to be the first time, I think, in ever, maybe, we would have had a 1 and 2 seed meet up in the finals. Like, proper. But no, man, Scream Park coming up strong and just beating Camp Murder.
What's up with the fans out there?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they should call into the hotline and truly express their opinion why you think.
Yeah, if you voted for Scream Park over Camp Murder, please call the hotline at 7404-SUCK-IT and explain yourselves.
Yeah.
I want reasons and answers to this. This will not go unheard. This must be discussed further.
And don't give us like a bad or a 5-star Amazon review like, it had boobs, 5 stars. But if you want to give the podcast, a 5-star review on Amazon,
Amazon, anywhere else, anywhere you listen to your podcast, you can do that. Wow, so there it is, man. So our championship round is going to be the number 4 seed Scream Park taking on the number 2 seed Night of the Dribbler.
Oh, wow.
There it is. So by the time you hear this, voting will be open, or should be open shortly after, if it's not already. By the time you hear this, get your votes in and vote for this year's champion, and get it done. Right, I just went Larry the cable. Get her done. Oh, fuck that.
All right.
Fuck me.
Have a pen and drink.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, you know what? So what? Who do you think's gonna take it all? Who do you think's gonna bring it on home?
It's gotta be Night of the Dribbler now.
It's gotta be Night of the Dribbler.
It has to be now. It has to be Night of the Dribbler. Like before, if it was Camp Murder versus Night of the Dribbler,
Camp Murder.
It would have been coin toss for me because both of those are deserving champions this year. But now that this is the way it's set up, it's got to be Night of the Dribbler, I would think. But apparently I've been proven wrong before because the Screen Park beat out Camp Murder.
Man, people must be mad at fucking Screen Park.
I guess, man. Like, did
really
Screen Park rape their mother or something?
Yeah.
Or kill their dog? Like,
hey, what do you mean? Coming at me with my material? You know what? Maybe people fucking do not like Ogre or whatever. I was listening to fucking Ogre on the way here. It's not bad, you know. Fuck.
Oh, so
I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I don't know if I can go on. I don't know if I can get past this to move on.
Are you up and up on The Mandalorian?
Yes, I actually binge watched. Apparently, I was behind like 3 episodes, and I binged them all Friday night, so I'm all up to date now.
You know what? I got a hot take for you.
Yeah, let's talk about this because apparently this episode like pissed people off because of the cameos.
Thank you.
I'm like, really? Like, and apparently the one I heard the most grief about or people was this. Lizzo, this fat black chick. I don't know who the hell she is.
All right,
this doesn't bother me because I don't know who she is.
Lizzo is fun as shit. She has a great sense of humor. She plays the fucking flute in her rap songs. She's fun as shit, and she's friends with Eric Andre. So what? And so Jack Black, which you know, and the people are fucking pissing and moaning like, oh, they jumped the shark. They had cameos. Yeah. Hey, remember Bill Burr? Mm-hmm. Remember Brian Posehn? Mm-hmm. Remember Werner fucking Herzog? Carl Weathers? That MMA chick that got shit canned because she can't shut
Gina
her
Carano? Oh,
okay.
Fucking hot. I love her.
And like fucking old girl from Strangers with Candy.
I want justice for Gina, man. Bring her back. She got unjustly canned.
That mouse told her to shut her plenty of times, and
Yeah, you don't fuck with a mouse, apparently.
No, that's the House of Mouse, because he's fucking with your paycheck.
Yeah.
I think they're going to just dirty her.
Well, even, like, fucking in the movies, man. And, like, Daniel Craig was a stormtrooper in the movie.
Saying.
Granted, he was covered up, but it was still, everybody knew it was him.
This series is known for cameos. I mean, yeah, we'll even toss it to the fucking holiday special and all its bullshit.
Yeah, it goes way, you want to go cameo, go way back to the fucking Halloween episode, the holiday episode.
I would kill to see a fucking Star Wars Halloween episode or something. Space Michael Myers? No, maybe not. It'd be like Michaelin McBarr.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, cameos don't bother me.
Katie Sackhoff, John Favreau, Fellini, everybody's in
so
this
at this point, like,
show.
what's the point with a cameo? Like, if they're just actors hired, like, yeah, Katie Sackhoff, you call her a cameo? No, she's a cast member.
Right.
You know, so it's like, I don't get the argument. I don't get why people get uppity. And it wasn't like she was obnoxious or bad in the role. No. She was fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't know who the hell she was, so it didn't bother me one way or the other. Like, I felt my attention was more on Jack Black because I knew who he was. Like, oh, it's Jack Black. And he was fine, too.
I wanted to see
And then fucking Christopher Lloyd.
God.
That old testicle walking around. I'm like, Jesus Christ. How old is that guy now? But he's
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
I don't want to wake up tomorrow and find out Doc Brown fucking ate it.
Yeah, that would be horrible. But still, like, okay.
Buddy!
So Christopher Lloyd was... Man, it came great. Like, I had no problem. They're not killing the plot.
Clancy Brown was a fucking cameo. Tonk from Harry Potter was a fucking character. The fucking Moz from IT Crowd was a fucking character.
You know what it is? Is because people, you know, not just fanboys, but actors and stuff love Star Wars too, and it's an honor for them to be in it just in a small bit. It's not like Izzo's character is going to become like a main ongoing plot point. I don't think you're not going to see her. I
highly doubt that.
It's probably a one and done.
Right? Maybe she shows up in like a season finale, like, "Oh, you helped us out. Now let's help you out."
Yeah, again, she's not going to be the star or focus. Like, who cares?
She's not getting a spin-off show.
No.
Maybe a musical episode would be kind of fun. Like, bring me another Star Wars variety, dude. That would be funny as shit.
So yeah, I say just, you know,
pull
your head out of your ass, get the shit out of your diaper, and just fucking move on. Who cares?
Dude, I love Star Wars, but it is like the most toxic fandom.
Fandom in general is becoming toxic no matter what subject. I mean, Dead by Day has become so goddamn toxic. I haven't played the game since last January. So, I mean, everything gets toxic. People get so butthurt over everything. And I won't lie, there's times when I've gotten a little butthurt over some things.
Yeah.
But I mean, it happens to everybody, but you just gotta keep it in check. And like, pick your battles, man. That wasn't to me. It wasn't a big one. Like, who cares? She was fine. It was done. The episode overall was good.
Yeah.
It played into the storyline. Move on. Who cares?
I think my only wag of the finger was Jack Black should have been a little more Jack Black. Just a smidgel, just a couple goofy lines.
You want to make another cameo? Now, granted, she's not speaking much or doing much. Fucking the wrestler Sasha Banks.
Oh yeah,
is a fucking Mandalorian.
That's right.
This is like what, her second or third appearance now, because she was in 1 or 2 episodes last season.
Yeah.
And now she's back again.
Zach Braff was that fucking thing, just doing his best Seth Rogen impersonation. Oh, that was Obi-Wan, dude. Ice Cube's fucking kid is in Obi-Wan, you know?
It's just people love Star Wars and they want to be a part of it. And if you were in their shoes, if you weren't stuck in some basement dwelling troll on the internet, if somebody came to you, we're the Laughing Raven Studios. If Disney came to you and said, "Hey, you want a cameo appearance in Star Wars?" You goddamn fucking bet your ass would be jumping all over and say, "Fuck yeah, I would."
Right.
Here.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
So don't shit on other people because they're doing it too.
Yeah.
Because you would fucking do it in a heartbeat. I know I would.
Same.
Disney goes, "Hey, you want to be a stormtrooper? You want to be a background extra?
You want to be a
goddamn
Jawa?
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to walk in the background so far back that nobody maybe might see you? Yes, please. I'll do it. Yes, I see your Jawa shirt. Your Jaw's Jawa. It's very cute and clever.
I like it.
But yeah, fuck it. Let's just move on. I'm getting angry. Let's just move on. Rant over.
Wait, one last thing. Toxic fandom. Nailed that. Internet. Shut up. and I swear to God, all it is like if you pop up.
Internet and Twitter, shut up.
Any review on YouTube, it's Star Wars jumped the shark. I got it. You got to say your fucking edgy buzzwords to hook people in. So you
jumped the shark? It's fine. The show's still good. It's still a good show.
Yeah, that's like the Spock calling the Stitch Witch sticky or whatever.
I don't even know where you're going with that.
They say it on the show. It's a thing. Anyway,
all right, let's move on.
White people, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh my God! And when Jar Jar Binks showed up as that fucking Jedi, that was dope.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's who saved Grogu. So the actor who played Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, okay, the actor. Yes, in that episode. Yes, okay.
And
I thought you were talking like actual Jar Jar came, because I remember years ago there was talk like Jar Jar is going to be a Jedi and he's going to blah blah. Like no, he became a stupid senator or something like that. But
way more dangerous.
Yeah, way more dangerous. Okay, so it was the actor who was portraying the Jar Jar's body.
And I love that because they gave him a motherfucking redemption act, because all that dude did was go to Hollywood to make a movie, and he did his job. Granted, yeah, Jar Jar's kind of fucking.
Don't be mad at the actor. Be mad at George Lucas for
That's
Jar
right.
Jar.
Don't hate the Gungan. Hate the game.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I won't lie. I hated Jar Jar just like everybody else, but it wasn't the actor's fault. He did what he was told for his paycheck. Blame George Lucas.
Yeah. Or the cat. Yeah. Ugh. So like then a couple years ago they did like some Jedi Quest battle show or something. It was like a kids.
Yes.
Kind of like a Legends of the Hidden Temple show.
Yeah, Jedi. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
He was.
I haven't seen it yet.
The host of that.
Okay.
Which that's super fucking cool. And then.
So apparently, Horrible Horror has now become a Star Wars podcast.
Look, we're fucking dorks. It's no surprise. You introduced yourself as Jedi
That's
Knight,
true.
Lord Marshall
That's
Hampton.
true. That's true.
So, come to no surprise. But they gave him. He's canon now. They gave him fucking proper redemption, and I love that shit.
Yeah.
I think next on that order is Rose from the new fucking, the Asian chick that was like the bomber pilot that was kind of like Finn's love interest.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Did you hear all the shit? The Ahsoka show, we're getting 3 new movies.
I heard we're getting 3 new movies. I know Ahsoka's coming. Oh, here's a question for you.
What's up, boss?
Before we move on, that's one more Star Wars question. Because I also heard there was a Rebels cameo or a reference for Rebels fans, and I'm wondering because you watched Rebels and I watched most of it. But okay, so I don't remember the character's name.
I know the voice actor and all that shit. It's like
was when they were in the X-wing fighter bar and the big like monkey gorilla guy. comes up in the bar. Is that supposed to be the same one from Rebels?
Yes.
Okay.
So that character's based.
I forget the character's name, but yeah,
I love this. Yeah,
it's the only time I've ever seen that species is on Rebels, and then I saw him in the episode of Mandalorian at the X-wing base.
Boom.
I'm like,
canon.
oh, I bet that's the Rebels reference.
That's exactly what it
cameo
was.
that people were talking about.
I'm like, oh, is this the same species? And I'm like, no, that is distinctly Steve Blum. You know,
I just don't remember it being so purple in Rebels. I thought he was more brown in Rebels, and in the show he looked more purple. That's why I was like,
it was the lighting.
It was the lighting.
Yeah, wink, wink.
Or maybe that species changes their fur at certain ages.
Yeah, you get nervous. You chameleon up.
Yeah. I don't know.
They had Mary Elizabeth Winston. You know what I'm talking about. Ramona Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
She's in a handful of stuff. She's good.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be the Green Twi'lek pilot from Rebels in the live action.
Okay.
And I mean, because if you break
in the Ahsoka show,
I think it's the Ahsoka show. There's also a Skeleton Crew show, which I don't know much about, but I love that Jon Favreau and fucking the Fellini dude with the cowboy hat. I can never remember his first name. They're using all this live action shit as a springboard to get all their animated characters from the Clone Wars and the spinoffs in fucking real life and like making it super canon.
That's fine.
I love it.
I thought that stuff it's been canon. I always thought those animated ones, Clone Wars was canon.
Right,
I thought,
but you don't take it serious
because basically they built Clone Wars, Mandalorian. It's all built off each other. So Clone Wars at least is definitely canon. I figured Rebels was canon too.
Yeah, it's all canon, but it's like nobody takes that shit serious until you see it in real life.
Okay.
Like Cad Bane when he showed up.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Cad
dude.
Bane,
He's spooky. He's a scary boy.
Yeah.
And Black Coruscant or whatever the fucking, the gangster ass Wookiee with the taser knuckles. He's from like the comics and shit.
Yeah, I remember him.
He's dope.
But that was Book of Boba. Book of Fett, right?
Right, yeah. But he showed up in...
But still canon.
Yeah, because they're doing a bunch of shit over at Marvel with the comics,
Here's my question.
Marvel with the comics.
At some point we will get to the horror movies we watched. I promise you. But here's another question. Like, I'm curious. They touched on it in the Obi-Wan show.
All right.
But because they haven't touched on it in any of the movies yet. And it was such a big deal in Rebels and the animated stuff and now Obi-Wan. And even the...
Bad Batch?
No, not Bad Batch. It was one of the video games. Jedi Survivor, or the one before with.
I know what you're talking about with the
redheaded Jedi who was the last one.
It's good. Our people are getting representation.
Yeah, finally.
That and fucking Dash Rendar.
But
is it Obi-Wan's little brother?
No. I'm talking the Inquisitors.
Oh yeah.
Were like such a big part of those storylines, and then they just kind of disappear. And you never heard of them in the original series because they were created afterwards. But I want to know more about the Inquisitors and like. What happened to them? Because they were like playing this big ordeal in Obi-Wan and this video game and in Rebels, but they weren't in the the original trilogy. You never heard of the Inquisitors. They weren't in the last trilogy, the Rey trilogy. They weren't. There was no mention of them.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. So
if any of the fans know out there.
Yeah. So I want to know like what happened to the Inquisitors. Where'd they all go? Because like the Jedi's what by Order 6. We get that, but like. There's all these Inquisitors out there, and then there was no mention of them, and then they're just gone. So I want to know. I'm really curious as what happened to them. Like, how did they get disbanded or get killed off, or
I think there's
when did they go away?
10 of them or whatever, and then there's different ranks and shit. I bet you Vader got tired of their shit. Like, okay, Daddy runs this show. I don't need a bunch of little fuck muppets running around screwing up my shit. I'm King Dingling evil.
Maybe, but I thought Vader. Maybe I'm wrong in my memory of this, but I thought Vader was the one who created the Inquisitors. Like, it was his thing, because he was in charge of them, I thought.
I'm not going to talk out of my ass here.
Yeah, I could be misremembering things.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And speaking of which, why don't they go... There's a whole planet of, like, goth, necromancer, witch sisters.
Oh, Sith witch, yeah.
Let's go there in live action. Let's go to that planet where they have those fucking Night Sisters or whatever they're called, and do that shit, because that's awesome. We could take a break.
Chicks.
We could take a break from fucking Tatooine for a while, and let's go back.
I will always go back to Tatooine.
Let's go to the Night Sisters and do some cool shit with that.
Yeah, because they're hanging out with like all those Darth Maul dudes and shit.
Yeah,
and those guys look crazy tribal as fuck. Burping. Man, yeah, there's a lot of shit.
So much shit. All right, that's it. Moving on. We have to move on.
I want a Jedi Jawa. I want Dash Rendar. Bring me fucking Shadows of the Empire. Fuck.
Well, I want Revan, man. I wanted to make
You're
Revan
getting Revan.
canon.
He's coming.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, there's also like another show called The Acolytes, which probably deals with your
the Night Sisters, maybe.
You know, the Inquisitors.
The Inquisitors. I want a Revan. I want an Old Republic storyline that makes Revan canon, because those video games were the best. They were awesome, and even the online game that followed that, which included Revan and what was a lot of fun.
Well, it's no secret.
They need to make that stuff was canon. Revan was awesome. Such a great story. Such a great character. Best to let all that make that canon.
Well, it's no secret that Revan is a fucking fan favorite.
Yeah.
So they straight up said, like, as soon as they got all the Disney got all the Star Wars shit, we're like, we're gonna do something with Revan, because we're gonna cherry pick through the
okay. Because I remember
archives.
years ago when I was playing the MMO game online, which I still love it. People were like, yeah, they're like, Revan's not going to be canon. Nothing in they said like nothing in this the EA games are going to be canon, because like we're not us. So I got pissed because it's so good. Now they're saying it might become maybe they changed their mind. It might become canon.
Well, here's the whole shit with that. After Return of the Jedi, they did like this Dark Empire trilogy with Grand Admiral Thrawn, and he's this blue motherfucker in this white suit. And
is he the Chiss guy? Is he a Chiss? Does he have red eyes?
Yes, he does.
Then okay, he's a Chiss.
That's racist.
That's what they're called.
That's space racist, Marshall.
Sorry, that's what they're called.
I know. And so, like, he had a totally different story and all that shit. And then so they adapted him into, I want to say, Clone Wars or Rebels or something. So he's now fucking Star Wars canon. So if they're doing that, I mean, they're obviously going to do Revan. And bring my motherfucking boy Dash Rendar in. Where's Star Killer 2? This is bullshit.
Star Killer, yeah, like they made that like he was the whole reason the Rebel Alliance started, and they took his house symbol as the Rebel Alliance symbol.
Canon. And bring me Proxy. Proxy was my fucking favorite. He was like the evil protocol droid that was like / an assassin droid who was always trying to kill Star Killer.
Yeah, okay.
It was like his droid, and then he's like, I'm gonna kill you. He's like, okay, cool. He's like, can I kill you now? It's like, no, I don't want to ruin the surprise. And then so they're like at some lava factory and shit's exploding, and then he's like, pop, because he could morph into like Darth Maul and Mara Jade or Vader or whatever. He could do that and pop lightsabers and shit, which automatically I think that's like the most intimidating. droid.
I remember that. I remember fighting like in one of the in the Force Awakening or Force Awakening. Like fight. I was like, didn't we? I remember like, did we fight Darth Maul on like a factory or something?
Yep.
I'm like,
because
that makes sense. I'm like, why was Darth Maul? Okay, I was so confused.
Because canon, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
But
right.
He's like, I saved something special for you. Boom. All right.
Enough
Star Wars.
Enough Star Wars talk.
This is the way.
This is the way. All right.
I've spoken.
All right. The first movie we're going to talk about today that we watched. We're going to talk about 3 more more modern. Recent horror movies within the last few years that we normally wouldn't talk about on the show, but we just want to discuss them a little bit here.
Why they talk?
Well, yeah, I think I love that. I think Nachos came up with great. I think these little roundtable segments, we'll just call them "Why They Talk" episodes.
Why they talk?
Why they talk?
Because that's so fun to say.
And honestly, after that 20-minute Star Wars rant, you might want to say, "Why the fuck they talk?"
Yeah, that's half the listeners right now. Why they talk?
Why they talk? So I like that. I think we're gonna stick with that. So these are gonna be Why They Talk episodes.
I like it.
So let's start with. I originally gonna talk about this one last, but let's talk about it first now because it's the freshest. We just talked a bit about off air. Let's talk Spiral, which is the most recent Saw movie
from the Book of
Book of Saw. So apparently it's a book now.
Ew.
Yeah, nobody likes to read.
Holy shit, that outro song was done by a guy called his rapper name, it's Young Nutty, N-U-D-Y, Nudie. I thought it said Young Nudity, and I thought that would be like a very risque rapper name. Underage pornos gonna play. I'm sorry, go ahead, bud.
So Spiral, yeah. I watched it because I heard it was bad. Like I didn't really care, but it's like it was free on Hulu. I was like, oh, let's just give this a watch because we can talk about it on an episode. Okay, let's check it out.
Yeah.
And again, we talk about Star Wars jumping the shark or Saw at this point. I think is jumped the shark for real. Like I'm like, dude, why do they keep pumping these things out?
Well, they put it to bed at some point.
They have to. Like this is such an unneeded sequel. Like it's so unneeded. And so, like, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon from like the original like John Kramer and like the original Saw movies. Like, why is this even a thing? Why does this exist? This is what this movie is.
The listeners just heard us wax like 7 generations of Star Wars all at once, because those are like cohesive plots that make it simple. Because, surprise listeners, Star Wars is made for children.
Yeah, it is.
Right? So everybody calm the fuck down. Okay, no. We tackled that. So like, I give it to the... You good, buddy?
Yeah.
First 3 Saw films, pretty good. I jump out after 3 because that is the most convoluted, pretentious... maybe that's not the word. Just fucked up, lazy writing. Like, this actually happened in the first 15 minutes of the 3rd movie.
Yeah.
It's like that part where Roger Rabbit's trying to explain it, and he's like, this is his first cut on his mom's second side. Kind of shit. Wow, two Roger Rabbit references back to back in a week.
Yo, that's a great report. I did the same thing. Saw 1, great. Kind of a masterpiece of its time. Groundbreaking for its time. So good.
And gross.
Saw 2, okay. I get what they had to up it. They had to make
that syringe pit, dude.
The syringe pit was syringe pit was the best part of Saw 2.
I'm pretty sure Eddie Winslow's in that, and then like the other sister that wasn't Jessica Biel from Seventh Heaven that didn't get molested by her dad.
I know what you're talking about.
Saw 3.
Lacey Chabert, maybe, or
wow, look at you, boy.
And then Saw 3.
That's kind of when it fell off.
Yeah,
the rails.
I think that's where, if I remember correctly, that's the one where Amanda finally dies. I think Kramer's in a cancer bed, and she got the cop's kid in a safe or something.
That's part 2.
That's part 2. Okay, then
part. Or no, wait, no, it's fake Marky Mark.
Yeah,
Farky Fark.
Donnie Wall. Oh yeah. Anyway, I don't know. But basically, once they kill Amanda off, who was the direct link to Kramer, and her his understudy and all that, that's when I checked out too. I'm like, and then they just started getting all really weird and copycat this and copycat and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, this enough of this. It's like,
oh, this was like a time released thing that he planned after his death, and I'm like,
yeah,
all right, get the fucking dry erase board.
It was based. This shit Saw was getting to the point was like comic book level nonsense at times, storylines
or soap opera.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. But anyway, so we watched Saw or Spiral, and
Spiral cut ham for Easter.
Yeah, there you go. There's our tie-in. And I will say without giving anything away yet, I will say it was, by far, at least to me, of those Saws I remember watching, most predictable though. Like, I didn't hate it though, but I didn't hate the movie, but it was just
the one before, I thought Jigsaw, that was a little predictable.
I don't remember if I watched Jigsaw because I checked out a lot. I skipped a lot of them.
This is oh my god, dude! Think of like Jigsaw Easter edition. It's like, we're gonna play a game. And one of these Easter eggs is the antidote to the poison we gave your father. Also, some might have C4 in it or something.
So Saw basically became the Riddler?
Yeah, fuck it. Oh, yeah, not too far off. You have to eat your body weight in fucking deviled eggs. And if you shit, it fucking cuts off one of your mom's toes or something.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, she's diabetic. She got him.
Let's talk about, while we're talking about like the traps or the hold on a second. Where are we at here? Come on, play. It's not playing now. Son of a bitch. I had a Jigsaw sound bite and it's not playing now. I don't know why. Son of a bitch. Fuck it. Anyway, let's talk about the quote unquote games in Spiral. The trials, if you will. And here's another reason I didn't care for this one, because they were, I think they've run out of, I think, clever ideas for these trials.
Oh, there's always some sick, sadistic way to mutilate somebody.
Yeah, but
that's what my therapist told me.
Yeah, I'm just like, these are getting a little, I don't want to say lazy, but kind of like, okay, these over the top and ridiculous. Go ahead, Nachos. You see if you can get.
Hit me with an ad. Come on, dude.
It's gonna hit you with the ad. Yeah, well, this is fun audio. Fun time for everybody.
All right, okay.
The funny thing is, this was working before we started recording. It was working perfectly, and now I can't get this shit to work.
Fucking AIDS monkey.
Yeah. So
Oh,
anyway.
wait, did you mean
Turn the volume up.
professionalism?
How's it going?
No, shut your ass. Mom, the internet's being stupid again.
So anyway,
Wait, I think what Marshall meant to say is, would you like to play a game?
Yeah, there you
Whoa!
go.
Jigsaw's here. Holy shit.
Practical effects. The practical effects.
Wow.
So they were, I thought, pretty lame overall. And also, when you look back at the ones in like the first one where it's just like, saw your hand off to get away, or
I like how we got a little callback.
yeah, a little bit. And then, or like you said, the syringe
Jesus
pit,
Christ.
which sucks.
I
But
don't like needles,
I don't
let
like-
alone a pit full of them.
My point is, though, the trials or games in the first two movies, at least that I remember, especially the first one and some of the second one, they were designed that if you did the sacrifice, you would live. You would live. And they
You'd
gave
have a
you,
new lease on life.
yes, and they gave you the time to do it. These trials, I feel like ever since then, each movie, and especially this one, they lost the whole point of that. The whole point was make this sacrifice. Basically, you're repenting for whatever crime, sin, or
Yeah, John Kramer is a very sadistic life coach, but at the end, you learn something.
yeah.
You
and you're
learn
supposed
a
to
little
better
bit
yourself.
about yourself.
These were just, you're gonna die no matter what you do. Like, it's like, hey, you're being punished. You're just gonna die. And they say you can't escape if you do this, but then they give you like 90 seconds, and there's no way anybody is gonna be able to cut off their arms or rip off their fingers or cut through their spinal cord
Right.
in the given amount of time in order to live.
I'd be like-
so the games are just, it's stupid. They shouldn't even say, hey, you can try to live. No, it's just, you're just gonna fucking die
I'd be like,
a
look,
horrible death.
Pigsaw, that's what I'm calling it, is Pigsaw.
Pigsaw?
That's
Okay.
like, Pigsaw, I'm going to need a moment to get good with God real quick, and then we can do whatever wacky little adventure you want.
Yeah.
I just need about 3-5 seconds. You know what? Give me a cigarette. Give me a shot. Let's do this.
Yeah. Like, and some of the other ones, like, they weren't like listening, like, you have 90 seconds, you have 30 seconds to do this. Like, no, like, it was so bullshit that, like, oh, well, they're gonna die anyway. Like, there's no suspense, because, like, especially, okay, let's talk about the police chief woman.
Oh, my God.
Who's like,
She was a beauty.
she was.
I'd
was
let
cute.
her take my badge and gun,
Yeah,
if you know
right.
what I'm saying.
So she's strapped down to this table with like a mesh cloth over her face, and the whole thing is that hot wax is gonna pour down over her face and suffocate her. If she doesn't use this blade that's underneath her neck to saw through her spinal cord,
Right, it's like you
she'll
won't walk
paralyze.
away from this.
Yeah, you'll
but-
live, but you won't walk away, but you'll at least be alive. So she has to saw through her spinal cord while hot wax is being dumped on her face in 90 seconds. There's no way anybody would be able to do that.
Yeah,
The
we're
pain-
challenging all the listeners
Yeah,
out there.
yeah, try it at
Yeah,
home.
pussies.
It's just bullshit. And then the one with the finger guy.
Hold up, Marshall. Do you remember the movie Tourist Trap?
Yes.
When Slauson's putting like the fucking clay or
The
whatever.
worst scene of that movie terrified me.
So while
that
that's-
scene terrified me.
While that's going on, Slauson's in the corner just tearing his dick out of socket. He's like, "Yeah, the wax is hot, isn't it? My brother and my wife are
Your
horrid."
body will tense up. You will seizure. You will feel everything, but you will be alive. But that scene was terrifying,
Dude,
man.
Tourist Trap is fucking dope.
It is good.
All right, so what's next?
So okay, the
Piano player.
yeah, the cop with the Chinese finger cuffs on him. Like, I swear, all you had to do, like, just push them in and pull your fingers out. You know, they look like Chinese finger cuffs.
I want that to happen in the movie, and then Pigsaw's just like, "Oh, I guess I didn't really think about it like that." Just walks up and shoots him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
You may live from this. I don't know.
So basically, he has these things on his fingers that
They're
pull.
fucking finger traps.
They're
dude.
finger traps, yeah. And basically, he has to bite down on this thing in his mouth to make a machine rip his fingers off before the water in the tub he's in, yeah, that's the thing, rises up to the exposed electrical wire, which would electrocute him.
Also, that is a pitcher's mask.
Yeah, it's the old school pitcher's mask.
I kind of like this because it's like, it's very devious because masochistic because, hey Marshall, a machine is slowly pulling your fingers off. What do you think is going to be your number one reaction? Probably scream, right?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
So you can't, because that's the whole apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you just like just clench down and fucking.
Yeah, you have to bite down and scream through the pain, through the bite down.
The ironic thing is, he was an award pianist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet irony.
Yep. Cue Alanis Morissette.
No more high fives. Let alone low fives.
But again, there's no time. Like the
90 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, like the water's filling up so fast, and he's doing it. Like he's biting down. He's doing it.
Our boy was a piece of shit, but you know what? He was doing it.
Yeah, he was gonna do it, and then he took a break. He unbit the thing once because he was in pain, and he bit right back down on it.
Fucking trooper mode.
Yeah, but again, the timer is so ridiculously fast that there's no way. And the machine's not like it's going. It's not like a real quick rip. You're done off. It's slow, methodical rip. So it's like even if he bit down the entire time, it's not rigged for him to actually survive this.
I would have loved him to be like, time out!
Time out.
And it's like, oh, fuck. It's in the charter. I really didn't read this. All right, you got 5 minutes on the clock. And then somebody comes in and like starts wiping his sweat off. You got this, kid. You got this. Giving him a rub in his shoulders, blowing cold air on his finger stumps. Like, you're doing it for the kids at home. This is a charity event.
So yeah, I don't know. That was one of my biggest problems with this movie. Is just that was what made the first one so good, because they did have a chance of survival and redemption if they did there was no shot. There was no suspense. They use they're gonna die.
It's just like
they're just gonna die.
Just like in part 3 when Amanda started rigging the traps, like because they were just gonna die anyway. Did we talk about the first one with the dude in his tongue?
No.
Okay.
Another one where he should have just jumped down. Like that one was the easiest one to get out of.
But it was at the 0 hour.
The 0 second, the 0 second gets blasted by a subway.
The fucking buzzer rang. The refs come in. They're like checking his pieces. It's like, no good. No good. I mean, yeah, for real. I don't know if it would rip his tongue off, but at very least, he would have been like, had one of those cool like double tongues. And he could probably speak parcel tongue from Harry Potter. And like, dude, imagine somebody.
Hey, he could have had Gene Simmons tongue and made all the girls happy.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, so imagine somebody with like 2 tongues going down on you. It's going to be like a double helix on your dickhead.
He could have made a killing in porn with a threesome scene, 2 girls stacked on top of and 2 tongues. Oh my god, it just rents itself.
Dual blast in each hands. I guess the chicks would have to like lay on their stomachs and be like belted together and prop their legs up over your.
They could be laying one. They could be one on her back, the other girl laying on top of the girl on her back, so that the vaginas are stacked, and he could be just like 2 tongues, one on each, and just going to town.
So if any of the listeners out there have a better way for our snake boy tongue to perform dual cunnilingus or co-op cunnilingus, if you will, please call into the hotline number
7404
and school these fools about digging some clams, chopping some up,
and that was one of the weakest.
Cabbage.
That was one of the weakest games, I guess, because it was, dude, yeah, it sucked. And like, oh, I don't want this, I don't. But all you had to do is jump down. Like he's tied up. He's hanging. Is supporting like this little like tiny like step stool, and his tongue's hooked up to this mechanism, and all he has to do is jump.
This mechanism is a giant screw sandwich.
Yeah, basically, all he has to do is drop down, jump off this thing. It'll rip his tongue out, but he lives. And the thing that makes it even more like urgent is, here comes the 10 o'clock red line subway down the tunnel, barreling right at him. And again, you could see it coming. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm tied to this thing. I'm gonna either lose my tongue or I'm gonna get plowed by a subway and die. I'm jumping off that fucking stool and trying to live.
No, if it's my dick stuck in that thing, I'll just be like, come on down.
Yeah, come on down. That would be more. Yeah, like that's a hard decision because I can learn fucking sign language and I can write on a board what I need.
They'd give you one of these.
Yeah, you get one of those things. It's not the end of the world to lose. Okay, boom. You could move on. Yeah, move on from that.
Oh my god! So like it's tied to your dick and you accidentally slip off the ladder. They rip your dick. It rips your dick off. So you're sitting there with like that blanket the cops give you kind of thing. The next cop rolls up. You just take his revolver and just badoosh. It's like. Oh, no, I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
What is that song? He's sitting there waiting for, like, the Chattanooga choo-choo.
All right, so that's the trials. Now let's talk the plot of the movie. revolves around corrupt cops in New York.
And Chris
Wow,
Rock,
whoopity-doo. There's an original concept, corrupt cops.
and Chris Rock just being fucking excellent in this movie. Probably just being the most Chris Rock he's been in a long time.
That's the best part. Is Chris Rock's performance was good. He was very good in this.
Ugh.
He was good in this movie. And I had my doubts. I'm like, Chris Rock in a horror movie or like torture porn? I'm like,
No, it's Chris Rock in a police procedural. Looking at you, Lethal Weapon 4.
Yeah, basically kind of. It's like a Law and Order.
It's just Butters had a series of bad days. Butters from Lethal Weapon 4.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And Danny Glover is in the Saw films. Mm-hmm. What if there is some sick parallel to the Lethal Weapon movies and Saw, and we just don't know it yet?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What if Mel
The next
Gibson,
Saw movie is Mel Gibson's going to be the new John Kramer.
Right? But he only goes after Jewish people.
You beat me to it. Yeah, you beat me to it.
If you could explain.
Officer Halowitz, want to play a game?
Officer Goldstein, if I drop this handful of change, can you tell me how many pennies are in it? It's like, whoa! I'm uncomfortable with that.
But
$3.45. Yes, thank you. Thank you. There was a wheat penny and 2 bicentennial quarters. You got something hard?
So, corrupt cops. Chris Rock plays a cop whose partner, he's the pariah of the police department because he ratted out and turned in his partner who was a corrupt cop. So everybody hates him. He's like, "Oh, you're a snitch." Why?
Sorry, Justice.
So yeah, like, sorry, we're cops. We're supposed to uphold the law and justice. He was a crooked cop. I did my job. We're like, "Oh, fuck you. You're rocked," and blah, 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 blah. So again, stupid ass premise. His dad
turn around and stab you in the back.
His dad, Mace Windu, Nick Fury.
Oh, Nicky Shield.
Nicky Shield.
Yo, so in the comics, it's Nick Fury's, because it's Nick Fury's kid. He might need a paternity test. And then Agent Coulson, and their names are Mac and Cheese. I don't know why. I just remember that. But keep going. But I'm sorry.
So. Yeah, they all go around that, and basically the whole thing is that his partner, his ex-partner that he ratted out, killed a witness to some crime that was going to testify, and Chris Rock turned him in, and that everybody hates him now. Right. And his dad is like the retired former police chief or
and it
something.
Is just Samuel L. Jackson enjoying the shit out of himself.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does, and that's what we all want to see. Now, hold up, man. This movie starts, they're like getting ready to do some kind of drug bust or drug raid. Like it's him and like some other drug dealers and shit because...
Oh, yeah, he's undercover. He's undercover.
Deep cover. And I don't know what the fuck he's saying to those guys, but it is like the funniest shit. Because Chris Rock,
yeah,
he's good. He's a comedian, better than Will Smith.
Yeah, it starts out with him undercover on a drug bust, and he gets blown by the other cops.
Like the whole goddamn SWAT team. Yeah. He's like, "Motherfucker!"
Yeah, and they blow his cover and they ruin everything. Blah blah blah. But throughout the movie, we find other crooked cops who are against them, and one of them tried to actually shot him.
Yeah, he took a bullet.
They called. He called for backup in the shootout, and like the cops were like. Just sitting there eating donuts. We'll give it 5-10 minutes for you, right? Let's see let's fuck this guy. So really? So they're like, let this guy, they're
this old honky motherfucker.
Yeah, like let's let a brother in blue, a fellow cop just get shot up by some criminals because he turned in a corrupt cop. So it's really fucking stupid. But at the end of the day, basically the reveal they try to set up Samuel Jackson as like, oh, he's the killer, which is the biggest red herring and so easily avoided. Right. Like, you can tell from the get-go it's not him.
Well, they hook him up with some new rookie fresh from the academy kind of shit. And I love how cynical Chris Rock is. It's like, because women be cheating in the daytime. It's like, men cheat at night.
But women, you can get a lot of shit done, a lot of dick done in the day.
That's right. It's like, Pilates ain't even real. Yeah. That's just what they call when she goes out, fuck it. And it's like, my wife loves Pilates. He's like,
yeah.
And it's so like, then he takes a phone call later, and it's Deputy Youngblood.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call him. And he's like, I'm here with the baby. Wink, wink. And
yeah, my wife's baby.
Yeah, it's like, where's she at? Ladies' night. It's like, well, don't worry. I mean, keep an eye on it, because sometimes ladies' night turns into getting dick inside your night.
Yeah.
And they just, I think so. Like, they wrote the script and like, well, we got Chris Rock. He's a pretty funny guy.
Let him improvise some jokes around. Yeah,
and he motherfucking did, and I'm proud of it.
No, Chris Rock was the best part of this movie. I said before, I will stand by that. He really was.
You know what? I'm not in love with the new Jigsaw-ish killer copycat, who I affectionately refer to as Pigsaw.
Yeah.
Because it's like a little cop did a pig, and I get it. There's irony. And you know what? Here, fun story. So I'm at the mall yesterday, all the way out in St. Charles, and your boy's kind of a dumbass. I don't think anybody's surprised to hear that. And I pulled Rookie No-No 101. I locked my fucking keys in the fucking car. So then I remember how much I had to pay for a locksmith last time to just be the biggest racist asshole piece of shit.
Did you just call up the guy from the bar that you called breaking your cars? Hey, I need you to come in here and do me a favor.
No, I left Screwdriver Willie alone. That is a real guy I know. We won't talk about that. Moving on. And so in my head, it's my coworker Brian. He's like, "Hey, Mike, keep in mind, if you ever lock your keys in your car again, like a dumbass, you can call the cops. They'll help you." I was like, "Zounds, I have to call the constables?"
The constables.
And these two cats show up. These two officers show up, younger. There was a black guy and a white guy, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, which one's the loose cannon?" And so these wonderful officers got my keys out of my fucking car, and then in my head I said, all cops are bastards until you need to get your fucking keys out of your car, or your neighbor's getting robbed. Anyway, so that was fun.
I am actually an avid supporter of the police. I think they do a wonderful job and need more support.
Not all cops are bastards.
Not all cops are bastards. So young. He's
political take.
So we get to the end of the movie basically, and the big reveal is the rookie cop is the bad guy. He's the big bad.
Because he got killed earlier. And dude, I'm dead serious. So like Chris Rock kept getting these weird little like body parts in the mail.
Yeah.
Which that's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, check your mailbox.
Okay.
And so what was it? It's like when they got it was like the baby doll with the pig head. I thought it was going to be his fucking kid. And then I was like, yo, that's pretty gangster. That baby has like a prison tat that says Charlie on it.
Yeah.
It's like, that kid's hard as fuck.
Yeah. Charlie was a tattoo on the arm of the cop.
Rookie Youngblood.
On Youngblood. So it makes it like, oh, the Youngblood's dead. And obviously, again, you can see this shit coming a mile away.
I don't know. When I watch a movie, I turn my brain off. I'm not like, I don't have Ra's al Ghul Whispery Mayor, like, very good, young detective. It's like, yeah, just turn it off. Let them tell you a story. And I mean, yeah, and I have my bag full of like, yeah, well, this is going to blink. It's like, no, let them tell you it.
I'd try to, too, but this one was like, oh, it's like, I didn't even...
Also, getting hammered drunk helps, too.
Yeah, that does help. So after the Youngbloods, he's the bad guy, blah, blah, blah. And he's got Chris Rock's dad, Mace Windu, tied up in this weird...
Well, what's his motive?
Okay, so here's the thing. The Youngblood was the son of the witness Chris Rock's partner shot, and he witnessed the murder because he was hiding in the next room over and watched through the crack in the door as his father was killed by Chris Rock's partner.
And here's the worst part. After all that shit went down, Chris Rock sees the kid and he gives him the shh.
Yeah, well, I think that's because the partner doesn't find him and like kill him. Too. That's what I got from it. He was trying to save the kid from his partner.
Oh,
because he was another witness to the murder.
Can I get a witness?
Yeah.
No.
So he's got Mace Windu all strung up with all these IVs in him, and he's basically bleeding him out in a bucket and jugs. All of his blood's coming out, and Youngblood's like,
getting a metachlorine count.
Yeah. And Youngblood's like, hey, Chris Rock, I like you. You turned in dirty cops. I want you to team up with me and be my partner in this, and we're clean up this force. And because you're one of the good ones, but in order to do that, I need you to do something. I need you to let me kill your dad, who was the most corrupt cop of all of them during this time here, because he was behind this Order 66 shit that the cops did, and it went around and cleaned up and it went super corrupt and covered up a bunch of shit. So,
all right. So I'm holding up the picture. So the first guy to get it with his tongue shit.
Yeah.
So his whole get up when he's, I swear to God, I thought it was like New Orleans, but
Yeah, I thought so too.
okay, like the Big Easy. Does that not remind you of fucking Bill Paxton from Predator 2?
I don't remember, but it does kind of. I can see a Bill Paxton look alike there.
I mean, it's the whole attire and everything. Anyway, sorry.
Dude, I watched Predator 2 once, like the year back in like 90, whatever it was when it came out.
Starring Danny Glover.
Glover.
Oh shit! Is Spiral and Saw part of the Predator universe?
So anyway,
I'm
Chris
getting too
Rock's
old
like,
for this shit.
Chris Rock hesitates, like, "Oh my dad, my dad, but I gotta save my dad." So him and Youngblood fight, blah 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 blah.
They don't fight. Chris Rock kicks the shit out of this
right. Well,
honky.
yeah, he does. Then he tries to save his dad. He gets him down. And then the SWAT team comes up to get him. And Youngblood's like, haha, I got my fail-safe backup plan. I'm going to go run to this elevator and get away.
And I'm white and nobody's going to shoot me.
Yep. So he gets away. But before he does, he pushes a button on a switch or something, which turns Mace Windu into like fucking RoboCop. And like
RoboCop Pinocchio.
Yeah, RoboCop Pinocchio.
I'm waiting for Ultron to be like, you got no strings on me, bitch.
So he pulls up Mace Windu's arm.
Marionettes him.
He marionettes this guy. I'm thinking like I'm having like Nightmare on Elm Street 3 flashbacks.
Ooh, that vein.
The vein thing.
Ugh,
That
so
still
gross.
gets me. Still gets me.
As it should.
As
it should.
So he's marionetting Mace Windu, and he pulls up his arm, and apparently attached to his arm is like an Assassin's Creed type pop-up shotgun.
I was gonna say Travis Bickle's sliding gun from Taxi Driver.
Okay, yeah.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah, it's just, he's got this big rail, it's like a rail gun on him, like, and his double barrel shotgun just pops up off of his arm, off this rail.
Like he's Metal Gear X on Shadow
Moses
Moses
it's so stupid. It's so stupid, so dumb, and so all the cops, and he forced them to point it at the SWAT team. The cops like, gun, and they just light up Mace Windu.
Bet you if he was white.
They shoot him full of bullets. They kill Mace Windu. Chris Rock's like, no!
My motherfucking dad!
And blackout roll credits. That's the movie.
Wait, hold up. There's one line. Sorry, not pointing at you with a knife. So there's one line. Oh my God, yeah, they have to get info from this meth dealer. You remember this part?
Yeah.
So Chris Rock runs up, and it's like the whole bucket system thing. If you've seen The Wire, you know what I'm talking about. They even call it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so Chris Rock comes up, and he's straight up doing his character Pookie from New Jack City or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's him, and like, it's my girl's birthday. We gotta get fucked up and shit. And then he's like, I got this iPad. It's got Uber Eats on. He's like, do I look hungry, motherfucker? And so he puts like a paint bomb in it, and then he wheels it up, and it blows up the dude's face. And then like Chris Rock and Deputy Youngblood or whatever, Rookie Youngblood,
they storm up the staircase into the building. Like, oh, we gotta go, no.
I love this because they got like, so the fucking drug dealer Smurfface, and fucking so like he gets his leg busted, and his bone is straight jutting through his shit.
Yep.
And so Chris Rock's like, you're not telling me anything I want to hear. So he takes like his bottle of tequila. He goes, let me sanitize your wound for you.
Yeah.
Pours it on it. And then like, he won't tell him shit still. So he takes his gun and starts pistol whipping the fucking stump.
Yeah, the bone, protruding bone. Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
That was good.
But with that being said, I don't know.
But that's the movie. Overall, like,
What'd you think?
Chris Rock makes the movie.
Oh, fuck. And
That's the only reason I would say watch the movie just for Chris Rock.
I thought Samuel was pretty fun.
But otherwise, I was like, I thought it was kind of dumb and lame for a Saw movie. Like, to me, this franchise has jumped the shark. They do not need to make any more of these. And the fact that they still do blows my mind.
They will.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I don't know. It's watchable. I mean, it's there. It's a movie, but I wouldn't watch it again.
I mean, is this movie Training Day? No. Is this Ricochet? No. Is it? Yeah, I get itchy. I carve myself. I'm a monster. Now as a.
But you're my favorite monster.
Oh, buddy! Come on, I'll drink to that. Get some watermelon in ya. 1 out of 10. What would you give it? I give this a confident. I'm gonna jump in real quick. I'm gonna give this a confident 7.5 pig saws out of 10.
See, I don't even go that high. I thought the trial or the games were lame and rigged, so there's no suspense. You know they're gonna die. Well,
Marshall, you turn into a Saw movie or a Saw spinoff because you're kind of there for the torture porn.
yeah, I guess, but it's like
I'm Marty.
it's still, but I don't know. They did it so much better in the early movies. It was still the torture. There was still the suspense of it, but they could have lived.
But this is also
and they could get out of it.
procedural.
Right. It's just
It's not 7 the movie.
and
it's like 5.6.
This is like the 10th one now at some point. I lost count.
At 9th. And
God, isn't there a Saw X? Didn't they make a 10? Did they make a 10th one?
Not yet.
Oh, God.
You're thinking Jason X.
Maybe. That's a better movie.
Space.
Pigs in Space. Jigsaw in Space.
Pigs in
Honestly,
Space.
I'd probably go 5. It's just average. It's there. I maybe a 6 just because of Chris Rock's performance, but 5 at best. I just did not. I think this was a waste of a movie. I think it was a waste of money to make. I can't imagine they made a whole lot of money off of this one.
Well, just your opinion off this review. I'm going to reveal a secret to you.
Mm-hmm.
I bought Sullivan's. That was me.
Sullivan's is the local bar that we go
was
to a lot.
Once. Now it's Booty Holes.
Booty Holes?
Was it Booties or something? Something stupid?
It's still Sullivan's on the building. Still says Sullivan's.
Yeah, for now.
Anyway, you don't know about that. That's a local thing. So let's move on. All right, next we're going to talk about a movie I've been actually was really excited to see. I've been wanting to see for a long time, and I finally got around to watching it because it was free on I think I watched it on Paramount Plus or something like that.
Yeah.
But X.
Ty West.
Yeah.
Ty West's X.
I've been wanting to see this for a long time. I heard good things about it. I was excited to see it. And
so, Marshall, have you seen any other Ty West movies at this point? Did you see House of the Devil?
No.
Did you see, not Babysitters Wanted?
I was going to say, you might want to tell me what movie, because
The Innkeeper. It has that stupid bitch from, not Seventh Heaven, Gilmore Girls with a really big forehead.
Oh,
Sarah
no.
Paxton, I think. Anyway,
no, I don't think so.
So he did a segment for the first VHS.
Okay.
So he did God damn it. He's kind of just scored this off his record. He did Cabin Fever 2.
Oh, okay. I think I saw number 2. Your first Cabin Fever. I actually really liked the first one. I think I watched the second one, and then I don't.
Eli Roth, but that first one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, the second one, only because Ty West directed it.
I don't remember much about the second one. I'm pretty sure I watched it because I liked the first one.
So they use the fucking theme song from Prom Night. Prom Night, everything is so bright. Oh, I obviously am not a disco singer. So they use it in that movie, and it's not good.
Yeah.
But, he did his part, and then fucking Cabin Fever 3 Patient Zero has Iceman in it. A woman gets her tits ripped off and then beats in a woman's head with a dildo.
I had not seen it, but now I'm saying that I might have to go watch it just because of that.
That's a selling point.
That's a selling point right there, just to see that. Because I was
know
like,
the monster.
I saw Cabin Fever 3. I'm like, I ain't watching that. Like, nope, now I'm not going there. But now I might have to.
And then for some reason they remade Cabin Fever.
They remade it?
Yeah, and it's like the whole thing. If you're gonna remake it, it's gonna be like a bigger budget, better movie.
Yeah.
And they didn't do any of that, and I won't see it.
But
anyway,
I didn't know that of all the things a remake, I was surprised that
it's not even that old. But don't tell me how old it is, because then it's like I'm just gonna turn to dust.
So X.
So Ty West is known for his slow burns, and it's a little evident.
Okay, well, I actually thought the pacing of X was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Right. So let's
we
talk
basically
about the cast.
The premise, but if everybody doesn't know, for some, basically it takes place in like the 70s or very early 80s when porn was a big thing, and this group of like independent porn filmmakers go out to make a porn movie at this farm in Texas.
We got Mia Goth.
Mia Goth, who I don't know who the hell she is, but she's in it.
She's from the UK. She's been in a bunch of shit.
I assume she's been in stuff, but I don't know who she is.
She was in Infinity Pool, which was done by Cronenberg's kid. We have Jenna Ortega, Jenna
Ortega, yeah.
Nobody knows who she is.
Brittany Snow is in it.
What's she from? What would I know her from?
She's been in a lot of stuff, but I for horror fans, she was in the Prom Night remake. She was starred in that.
Oh boy!
But she's been in a lot of other things too.
We have Kid Cudi, which honestly they should call him grown ass man Cudi with a swinging dick.
Yeah.
Okay, little bitch ass.
That shot was hilarious.
Oh, it's so fun.
That shot, one shot was hilarious.
All right, so then who is? All right, there's the Wayne, who's like the Matthew McConaughey, all right, porn director dude. Yeah. RJ, I think that's like that
was Jenna Ortega's boyfriend.
He's a fucking.
He was the quote unquote director / cinematographer /
dildo.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's like, well, I'm doing my shot like it's NYU.
He's like, yeah, I'm the filmmaker. This is when this was back in the day when porn was still like film, like the actual movies. They had plots. People were filming them like actual, like trying to make actual like legit cinema with just sex in it.
Because doesn't he start babbling on about like, well, Spielberg wouldn't do this cut? Okay,
he was talking about the film guy, the film.
All right, now that we kind of burned through that,
so the cast was good. I thought they all did a good job. I'm not gonna go play like this, but I just want to talk about like it was definitely.
Do you know who played Pearl?
Yeah, I did not until the end credits.
I know, isn't that wild?
Yeah. So there's no need to hold it, but yeah. So Pearl, the old lady, is played by Mia Goth too. She plays 2 characters in this movie, and I did not know that until the end credits because they did the makeup job was then spot on.
Phenomenal.
That old age makeup was phenomenal.
This old lady's just fucking slurching around, gimping around, just trying to get her fuck on.
Yeah.
And like I get it, that's got to be sad because like you get old, and I'm not going to talk about our 1980s parents come down bushes or anything gross like that in this episode. That would be weird.
That would be weird.
Yuck. But you got to think like old people got to fuck too. And I have friends.
Well, you do know like senior citizen homes are like the highest concentration of STDs now in the country because old people they had nothing else to do but fuck.
Exactly. And like, what are you gonna catch? Something that's
gonna like I'm 86. I'm gonna die in a few years. I don't care if I get gonorrhea or syphilis or AIDS. I'm dead a few years in. I'm gonna live it up.
Honestly, if you're not built like Jack Elaine, you know, the juice guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Sal Mendini from fucking that wrestling movie.
There's a lot of wrestling movies.
The one with David Arquette. Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, if you're not built like those 80s dudes, I think like if you hit the age of 87, you should be legally allowed to kill somebody once a year.
At least once, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of wrestling movies, here's a fun fact. No divert, but I just found out that on I think Indiegogo or GoFundMe, one of Indiegogo, there is a Indiegogo, and I'm excited for this one. I might help try to donate a few bucks to this, but they are starting to make Wrestle Massacre 2. And I'm fuck yeah.
Hey.
Because that first one, it was slow. It was 2 hours long. And about the first hour was slow as shit and you got rid of. But the ending was awesome. That was one of the few Massacre movies that lived up to the Massacre name and had some great wrestling references. I am all on board for Wrestle Massacre 2. Yes, please.
What was the one with Fez from the 70s show? And it's like there's the Mexican Chalupador dude or whatever. And like it's on Cinco de Mayo or something. Am I fucking your brain right now?
No, are you talking about... I thought... It's not one. I know there's one with Rey Mysterio, Lucha Gore or something like that.
WrestleManiac.
WrestleManiac.
That might be Rey. You know, fuck. We got the internet right here. I might as well just dead.
Huh? Maybe I missed that one.
Well,
Wrestle Massacre is the one we did. I'm pretty sure. Was it WrestleManiac? I thought it was Wrestle Massacre, the one we did with the Puerto Rican wrestler. It was like he was like a short. He was like 5'5", but he's like just stocky, hairy guy. Had Nikolai Volkov and stuff in it. Good movie. Yeah, that's the one we did. Wrestle Massacre. That's a great one. That one's awesome. When you get past the first hour.
You know, other than that little bugaboo.
Yeah, but it's great. The massacre part is actually awesome. I'd love to see a sequel of that.
Yeah, WrestleManiac, and I'm pretty sure. Give me an IMDb cast real quick. Oh no, I'm thinking the one with Fez is like some cheap Mexican knockoff The Crow, but okay. WrestleManiac is while driving a van through Mexico, looking for a location for shooting a low-budget porno. Wow, sounds familiar.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I think it's also called Lucha Gore or something like that. Is that the one with Rey Mysterio Sr.?
Now that you said it, Rey Mysterio Sr., yeah, if there's a junior, there's...
It's not Junior, because it's not Rey Mysterio Jr., because that guy's tiny, but like his father, like there was one where he like goes around. I think that might be the same one.
Damn, Dallas straight up looks like a porn star.
Who?
The chick Dallas. Or
Yeah.
Debbie. Ha!
Debbie does Dallas.
That's how my brain works.
Yeah. So anyway,
Rey Mysterio Sr., you're absolutely right, Mark.
okay, so yeah, they changed it. It's WrestleManiac, and I think it's like Lucha Gore or something like that. Is the
Hey,
other,
either or, both
but yeah.
great names.
Yeah. So X.
I'm gonna give it to you.
X. Oh my God! Thank you. I forgot all about it.
Whoa, hold up. Let me jump.
Gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you.
So I'm at Arch Apparel the other day. It's this clothing brand they have in St. Louis. And I'm looking around. I wanted to get the shirt of Ozzy Osbourne in the Blues jersey, you know, when he's getting arrested in like 1983 or whatever.
Okay.
Because that's just fun and, you know, root for the home team. So they had like Nelly shirts.
Ooh.
And I said, hold up, girl. I got to get my on. Oh! What's happening now? And they didn't have it in my size otherwise.
No.
Yeah, they had like smalls and shit and like crop tops. And buddy, I represent, you know, the Lou.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not wearing a crop top. Nobody needs to see that.
It's getting hot in here.
That's you in a crop top.
I
Man.
know.
It's getting hot in here. What's poppin' now?
So
right.
cover all your eyes. That boy needs to tan. He needs to put some clothes on.
Well done. Well done.
They also had a red hat and a white font. It just said baseball. I think like that's the most me hat ever.
Yeah. That's funny.
So X. Gotta give it to you.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Never heard it.
Oh, one.
X gon' give it
There
to
you
you.
go.
He gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you. He gon' give
All
it to you.
X. Yeah. So
Gonna give it to you. Nope. Stop.
X gon' give it to
Damn!
you.
Knock. Open up the door to live.
I will say it started off. It was the way it's shot was not what I was expecting, but I ended up actually really liking it. It was I don't want to say it was kind of like a film noir horror movie. It was really interesting. There's a lot of film angles and like special effects they did, and like it was really kind of cool, and it told a good story.
Yeah, Ty West knows how to shoot a fucking film.
There are some beautiful camera shots for a horror movie in this. Like I really enjoyed it. It was not as slashery as I was expecting it to be, but more artsy, if you will. But it was so well done, in my opinion, that it paid off. Like it was so good. I really enjoyed X.
Well, I mean,
X gon' give it to you.
Ty West straight up, like, he did a lot of Chainsaw Massacre shots. So in the movie X
gon' give it to you.
So he has the iconic shot from the Chainsaw Massacre where it's the super wide shot and the van is super tiny all the way in the foreground and the characters have to run across the screen to get to the...
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing. And also, the Wiener Bag Roger or whatever, the film guy, the Ty West straight up said that's a parody of himself.
Oh, okay. Well, at least he's self-aware and
yeah,
and
a guy that can take jabs at himself.
Yeah.
That's fun.
The kills are fine. They were pretty good. I mean, like when Pearl kills, I think was it? No,
Wayne?
RJ. Who's just like stabbing him in front of the car.
Oh.
And just like she's like stab.
Well,
And she stabs up through the chin first, and then like.
Let's explain how we get to that. So,
Oh, we don't need to break down the whole movie.
I want to.
Okay.
Just a little bit. So, like, they're filming the fuck scene between grown-ass man Cuddy and his Pringles dick and Snow Tits. And so...
Good sex. I was surprised. For a movie that's about porn, I expected tits. But at the same time, I'd never expected this. I didn't think Brittany Snow would show her tits. And she does. And I was very surprised and very pleased with those tits.
Well,
very nice. Yeah.
Good
for her.
Titacular.
Yes, good for her.
And then, so, like... What, Jen Ortega, who's the mic boom operator?
Yeah, she's just basically that RJ's girlfriend. He was just like, hey, can you come help me with a shoot? She didn't even know it was going to be porn. She's like, yeah, I'll help you out. I'll give you a hand for a weekend.
So they sit down and they're slamming some beers and, they're talking about it. And so then...
and they go into philosophical talk basically about porn and how it's not bad and it's good and sex is just great and everybody needs the experience. And it's the 70s, it's free love, and all, not the last 60s, it's free love. But Jenna Ortega's like,
fuck
I want to do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'll fuck you.
And I'm one of two people in that room. Like, well, her boyfriend's like, no.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? It's just porn. Also, they needed to have a sidebar. This isn't a council conversation.
Yeah, 100%. That was a, let's go talk privately for a minute and figure this out.
Right.
Let's talk this through.
Hey, you can stay here and get fucked 8 ways from Sunday, but I'm leaving because this shit is officially motherfucking over.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm in the other part of the group. I'm like, no, Jenna Ortega, please put your clothes back on. You're too sweet and innocent for this. I don't want to see you naked.
Well, luckily you really don't. They hide her. You don't see her fully naked.
I like her as an actress.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole Olsen twins thing all over again. People are like, I can't wait till the Olsen twins turn 18. And I'm like,
that was just creepy.
Why? That's
was some
disgusting.
creepy, weird shit. Yeah.
They look like fucking bulimic troll
dolls.
dolls.
They're not even attractive anyway. They're fucking weird.
I'm glad they saved like the third sister.
Yeah, the third sister. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you've defeated the Olsen twins. Now's the main boss.
Yeah, here's Elizabeth, the good one.
Right. But I don't want to see Jenna. It's not like she's not beautiful or whatever, but it's just, I respect her too much. Okay. I'd be like jumping off the rafters, like, and with like a bathrobe, like, no! And just pick her up over my shoulder and
it's
run.
It's very pure and nice of you, Nachos.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
That's like a side of you I've never seen. That's nice. That's sweet.
And then I just run and I'd be like King Kong with her fucking little ass, like, and they'd be like, he's gonna rape her to death, and just shoot me. I'd be like, no, but the real monster was... something.
So is she like on your list, like your celebrity list, Jenna Ortega, the way you're talking about her?
No.
Okay.
No. It's like little sister kind of thing.
Okay. Fair.
And this turned into a therapy session.
Yes, it did. So tell me about your childhood.
Oh my God!
No, we're not going there.
I went to the doctor's office the other day, my annual checkup and shit. So that stupid chair thing with the plastic, the fucking.
Did you put your legs in the stirrups? Because if you are, you're in the wrong doctor's office.
Yeehaw! I said, giddy up, stir up. They got a potato out of me the size of a Nerf football, dude. No, so the doctor walked in and I declined that chair all the way back, and I said, well, it all started when I was a child. Because they know I clown.
Yes. So
anyway,
RJ,
RJ bitches out. He's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck this. He gets in the van and he tears off. Then he sees, goddamn, Donnie Darko quote. There's only Grandma Darkness or whatever. She's just, is she walking to the mailbox? Oh, she's walking back. Because that's what Pearl looks like. Mm-hmm. And then Pearl's like, come on out here.
Yeah.
Oh, and her fucking husband,
Howard.
Thank you. He's like, my wife, she's crazy as fucking old and got brain goblins. And if you see her out walking, don't let her fall down because she'll break her hip because she's old. And just send her in. And so fucking RJ, Wayne, whatever. Anyway, he's like, come on, let's get you inside.
I will say this is, that's the one thing about in a lot of horror movies. There's always that one character who's like just a dick, the asshole who's just. But these guys were actually. All of them were very polite, very nice to Pearl and Howard. They were very respectful. They just covered up the sex scene.
I reckon I don't like what your fuck do.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That philosophical conversation you were saying, and this is a big theme for the movie. Do this shit while you're young.
Yeah.
To have memories, because when you're old and your dick don't work and your pussy's like the Sahara and you're crazy as fuck, you'll just be thinking back to the good times.
Yep.
Because, Pearl, she had that
X gon' give it to you.
Factor.
That's
That's what they say.
Gotcha.
And
yep. So that's what she needed to have apparently. But we'll come back to that. Also, Pearl, she's basically kind of like a nympho a bit, or she's just very I wanted to be a star. I should have been out of here. I should have been big.
Sad.
And she wants these girls, these young girls they're now making these porn movies, but they're still movies. They're going to be on the big screen, and I should have been on the big screen when I was young, and that was my dream, and blah, 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 and I'm a star. And now she's also hooked up on, I think she's got a little bit of nympho on because she just wants to bang everybody.
My God, yeah, she fucking grabs old boy by the go-go's and gives him a little twist.
Yeah.
I saw the best fucking meme. Because the line from Pearl and this is, I want to be a star!
Yes.
So they cut that out and put it on top of a Christmas tree.
Oh. All right.
I'm doing that next year. Yeah, so she stabs the fuck out of this guy. Like, to the point where his head almost comes off.
Yeah.
Grandma's got that
X gon' give it to you.
factor.
Okay. All right. But yeah, I'm not going to go through all the kills, but they're some of them are pretty decent.
Brittany Snow and the gator.
She gets eaten by a gator.
That gator dead.
Yeah, and that was pretty good. I mean, that gator just pops up and just gets her head like Trump. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they just have a resident gator on
that lives
the
in the
Honky estate.
Yeah, that lives in the lake behind the
Palacio
house.
Pearl place.
Yeah. Wayne. What happened to Wayne? Oh, he gets a pitchfork to the mouth.
Oh, eyeballs.
Eyeballs?
Soft.
Oh, was it? Oh, well, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
call that
he's
up here.
peeping through the holes in the barn.
Yeah.
And goddamn, they even like everybody foreshadows their own death. He says something like, "I'd rather get stabbed in the eyes," blah 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 blah. And then
I missed that. But yeah, so he gets it in the
soft, wet eye hole.
Oh god.
By Pearl, and I mean, I know we're talking bullshit and chance of circumstance and everything, but just Pearl's just waiting there with that pitchfork.
Yeah, like why? That's when we're like, why is she in the barn with a pitchfork just waiting there?
I mean, you know what she should have done is use telekinesis to fucking jam the pitchfork through the back of his chest so the pitchforks would pop out his nipples.
Yeah. The only good part about the Slayer. So well, then who got the pitchfork in the mouth?
That's the sequel. That's Pearl.
Oh, that's Pearl. Okay. Yeah.
Howard Stark looking ass.
Doesn't he? He did look like fucking Howard Stark. We'll come back to that.
We got grown ass man Cuddy.
And then Kid Cudi, who with his super wang.
Dude,
that camera shot of like he's just walking around naked like the whole time. He's like, yeah, whatever.
That fucking knee slapper.
Yeah. And there's a shot of him. It's all silhouette and in the shadows, but he's standing there
just
talking to
blowing
Howard.
in the breeze.
And he turns and you see like, the tip of his dick hanging down by his knees in the shadows. And like it's
I remember
it's a great shot. It's hilarious.
It's subtle comedy.
Yeah.
Because dicks are always funny. So like, because earlier he was talking to Howard. He's like, "Oh, you served in World War II?"
Yeah, Howard served in World War II as a Marine or Army, and Kid Cudi served
as a simp.
Yeah,
not Semper Fi, just simp.
Just a simp. And Kid Cudi was a Marine in Vietnam.
Where's that G.I. Joe figure where they call him Black Python and he just has the obscene bulge in his pants? You know what? I am super proud of Harold because it's the 70s. You come from a different era and there is a black man and
he wasn't racist
whatsoever.
No?
I know. That's a shocker.
Oh, and it's Texas.
I know, right? That's just you're playing against the grain.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
but anyway, at the end of the day, Jenna Ortega gets kidnapped by Howard Locke in the basement. All hell breaks loose. Mia Goth gets found out. She gets chased by Howard, and all this shit goes out. They get a shotgun. Mia Goth gets it and shoots. Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, she
breaks out of the basement with
got.
hacks. She gets blasted in the face by Howard with a shotgun.
She's fucked.
And then Howard gets killed by Mia Goth somehow, some way, I forget. Mia Goth then
she ducks a bullet and then fucking like blasts him. It so hard with the shotgun it breaks his hip.
Something. No, but no, he dies. Because then while he dies, behind her, Pearl picks up the shotgun. She shoots at Mia Goth, but she dodges. The recoil,
Looney Tunes shit.
The recoil from the shotgun knocks Pearl off the front porch, like sends her flying like 6 feet back. She breaks her hip on the ground. She's like, ah. And
give it to you.
That was an accident. That was
gonna make
total
me shit my pants.
I apologize for that one.
Knock, open up your trousers.
And then basically, Mia Goth gets in the van, starts up and rolls over
Not
Pearl's
a
head
once,
with one.
Not a twice.
Yeah.
Not a thrice, but a bunch of times.
Yeah, she splits open her head underneath the tire of the van and runs her over a bit and then just drives off, and that's the movie.
All right, so I love this shit because they're making a third one.
Oh Jesus, are they really?
Yeah, based off of Mia Goth's character in X. Because
X gon' give it to you.
Because she had freckles on half the side of her face, and you remember like when that televangelist, they cut back to this the entire movie.
It turned out to be her dad. Yeah,
because her daughter was, and then it's like, and I know when the Lord says, or some shit like that. And she gets biblical, she gets medieval on Pearl.
Yeah,
and and that was X. What do you think, Marshall?
X gon' give it to you.
What do you think about the movie?
The movie, I actually really enjoyed it. It lived up to the expectation. Like
what expectation?
X gon' give.
It lived up to the hype for me. I actually really, really enjoyed it. I love the way it was filmed, the way it was shot. It was artsy enough to be kind of different from regular horror movies. There's a bit of a sad tragicness to Pearl. But
sad.
and Howard.
Oh my God, Howard dies because they fuck. Remember?
No, he didn't die, but he does die of a heart attack. But it wasn't because he because all movie Pearl's trying to fuck Howard, like fuck me. He's like, I can't. The doctors, he told I know I can't get doctors. If I do it, I'll have a heart attack and I will die.
He'll have a heart attack. He should have known by now.
Yeah. He does have a heart attack and die, but it's not because he had sex. Cause that was he does
buddy.
bang Pearl. He does bang Pearl. There is a sex with him.
It is hot.
It's super hot. And get them old wrinkly titties. But he does die of a heart attack or something. But it's not from because it's a while after he bangs Pearl.
I think that was the catalyst.
It could have been, but he dies of a heart attack. That's right. Anyway, I thought the movie was good. If you haven't seen it, I would totally suggest watching it. I really enjoyed it.
What would you give it? Blank out of 10.
I'll give it 8 giant wings out of 10.
I give it 8 gator bites
out
of 10. Yeah.
Gator bites. So all right, let's move on to the final movie we're going to talk about today, and that is the prequel sequel. Pearl.
I'd like to take a break.
No,
I have to pee.
Oh, okay. A pee break. Okay, we'll take a pee break, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Let's wrap this. We're gonna wrap this up by talking about the Pearl, which is technically a prequel to X.
X gon' give it to you.
So,
did you know they shot this like immediately after?
I did not.
Because they did. We'll get into it.
Well, I'm surprised because I figured normally a lot of these prequels or sequels, they give it a little time to see if the movie's a success or not before they immediately spend the money to film the next part of it or something.
I think it was Mia Goth just straight up went to Ty West like, hey, I have idea. I have idea. I have an idea for a sequel.
But yeah, so it's not really a sequel. It's a prequel. This takes place back in like the 40s or something when near the end of the war, with Mia Goth growing up on the same farm, the family farm that we see in the first movie.
Jesus Christ, this movie's bleak.
And it's
a young Pearl.
Yeah, so it's shot also very differently than X.
It's shot straight up. I'm not even joking.
It's like
Wizard of Oz.
Thank you. It's fucking Wizard of Oz.
Thank you, Wizard of Oz.
It's the color is so like
vibrant.
Oversaturated and vibrant. It's almost like overdone and like you expect to see like cotton candy clouds
or a fucking
like a
cartoon bird come out.
Like tweet and like she's gonna be it's so oversaturated and vibrant.
And I understand why it is, because if you think of this time, everything is drab and just shit brown, sepia tone, and so I think this really plays into the schizophrenic delusions of Pearl. That's why everything is so extra bright, extra vibrant. Because
wait, is it what? Oh, it's
Go give it
extra.
to you.
All right.
There's the drinking game at home
Yeah,
or
there it
at
is.
work or for pregnant moms
or
nursing.
while driving.
Yeah. Heavy machinery.
Yes.
Or this dick in your mouth.
That is a great. When there's no better time to drink than there's a dick in your mouth. You have lots of reasons to drink.
And sing along. Or maybe 2 dicks in your mouth. We don't know. Our listeners are wild.
I mean, hell, there's even a scarecrow in this movie.
Man, that scarecrow gets busy.
Which she fucking dry humps to completion.
Yeah. And then she just comes off in his corn cobs glaze.
Yeah. So in this movie, she's already married to Howard.
Marshall, do you have a pint glass I could borrow to pour my beverage in?
I do not. But you
Ah,
know
shit.
what?
What's up, bud?
You know what? If you need a pint glass, there's a great place you can get one.
Where's that?
You can go to the horriblehorrorpodcast.com
Oh, wow.
page, and you go to our merch page, and you can get yourself a variety of different pint glasses.
No
one
shit.
One of which is your alternate Horrible Horror logo design, the special edition Nachos design pint glass.
Wow.
Yep.
Man,
You can get one of those there
you know what?
for all your drinking needs.
The back of my laptop's looking a little bare. Do you have a spare
Oh,
sticker?
you can get
like
sticker.
A
You want
bumper
stickers? You can get yourself a bumper sticker or regular stickers there too.
What?
In our old school logo, original OG logo, or the new logo, the bloody handprint, or the double H daggers, or
Man.
you can get yourself a Moon Goon bumper sticker.
I was going to say, I've been feeling a little goony. Like loony or goon.
Loony or goon? You mean like a Moon Goon?
What?
What?
Damn.
A lunar goon?
Can I get that on a shirt?
You can get yourself a very own Moon Goon shirt at the horriblehorrorpodcast.com merch page.
Man, you know what? The other day we were talking about Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall, great
I love
movie.
that movie.
Great movie.
Ah, goddamn. You know, it's like, what are some of the cool things that happen in that movie?
Well, there's one thing. There's these killer security robots that get electrocuted, and there's a lot of blue lightning in that movie. So you can get yourself your very own Chopping Mall I'm Blue shirt as well.
Ah, man. You know, so I
Or
heard,
like this episode, Why They Talk.
Why They
Well, you
Talk.
can get yourself a very own Why She Talk shirt.
Why she talk?
There's 2 different versions. There's the just Why She Talk in font, or you can get the
Tiffany head?
the Tiffany head Why She Talk shirt.
Tiffany.
Speaking of head, you can also get a normal head shirt.
Oh, man.
You can get yourself a very own or authentic normal head shirt.
Now,
with-
so we did the Prey last week
Yes.
with the wonderful nature boy Chris Samples.
Yes.
And I refer to you as the wildlife marshal.
Yeah.
Now, if you were like patrolling a dock area,
A dock area, like oh, you mean like Noho, Noyo in Humanoids from the Deep, where rapey fish creatures attack the women and rape them.
Oh, there's
Well, if you get one of those and you are an authority figure of that time, you can get yourself your very own Noyo Department of Fish and Wildlife shirt.
that makes you a marshal then.
Well,
A wildlife marshal.
or a ranger, yeah. One pick your name.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Also, I still have that cut on my hand from that stupid fucking ottoman thing.
Oh.
It healed. Hey, Marshall.
Yeah.
Where would I go for a shameless plug?
You can go. Well, you can go there. You can go to Here Comes the Spooky podcast for shameless plugs. You can also go to horriblehorrorpodcast.com merch page.
.com.
Yeah.
I heard that fucking piece of shit Orange Joe is from the Here Comes the Spooky podcast.
Oh, that fucker.
He's not as cool as Cincinnati Jeff.
No, he is. He's not as cool as
Cincinnati.
Jeff. No.
We just recently did Scream 3,
Mm-hmm.
and it was bonkers.
I bet. Let me
Yeah.
guess. Was a bunch of 3 hours of drunken nonsense?
2.5.
2.5. Close.
And we start strong, and we had my wonderful girlfriend, Sarah Pumpkaboo. We're going Pumpkaboo because pumpkin ass is a little dicey.
So whoa. So Sarah Barbie was on your episode?
Well, she's in the background.
Ah.
We had Shake, our HR sponsor, because we've been getting a little too rowdy, a little too rambunctious.
Yeah, I'm a little upset because I've extended the invitation to Miss Sarah Barbie to come on this show, and
Oh,
she has declined it.
She's terrified of the mic.
But she is so she's terrified of you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like holding her in a pit? Are you lowering down a buck with lotion? Is that and you just let her out on good behavior? Is that what's going on here?
Well, we call it Loesch.
Losh, okay.
What was it like? Who was the director? It's one of the dude who did Terror Tunes or fucking. oh my God, Jim Wynorski, who did
Oh, Drynorski.
Shopping Mall. He's like cherry blueberry and then like Loesch Wizard or some shit. Guys, we're rambling, but that's a callback.
Well, Whiskey's got some of the best aliases I've ever heard.
Straight up, man.
HR Blueberry.
HR Blueberries, and like I swear to fuck, it's Wizard Loesch or Loesch Wizard, which is also in his credits because he's a luber.
Yeah.
Anyway,
back
what
to
about
Pearl.
Pearl?
It's very much Wizard of Oz.
Hold up, Sarah has a cat. Her name is Pearl, so I call her Mother of Pearl.
Okay.
It's
I get
fun.
it. Now this one again is very low on the horror scale.
The terror though is through the roof. The suspense.
It's definitely more cerebral than
Really?
slasher. Well, if we're going suspense, and it's builds onto her psyche, which
psychological,
is psychological,
gotcha.
cerebral, than just straight up
You got any
slasher.
other buzzwords you want to throw out? So what? It starts out like Pearl is living on a farm.
She's
with
living
her
on
crazy German mom and her
crazy strict German mom and her completely just
veggie dad.
vegetable, stuck in a wheelchair, brain dead, almost dead.
Because he got the Spanish flu or something.
Yeah, they kept talking about some kind of pandemic going on. And I guess I don't know my history well enough, but I have no idea what this pandemic's supposed to be. I don't know if this is just they made it up because it was filmed in 2020, or if there's
it's the Spanish flu, and so like they can get away with people wearing masks and shit because they shot it in the COVID verse.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because they shot it in. It was made in 2020,
and that's a running theme with all of today's films in the COVID verse.
Oh,
Yeah.
So she's growing up on the farm. Her mom's crazy strict German, and her dad's a vegetable basically, and she has to live on this farm and take care of her dad
Mom
and do all the chores.
Fucking cutthroat.
Yeah.
There's this awkward dinner scene where, because all Pearl wants to do is
she wants to be a star.
she wants to dance.
She loves the movies, the movie picture, the motion pictures,
the talkies.
the talkies.
Not unlike ourselves.
Yeah. So she makes a big deal when she gets to when she's able to go into town. She goes to the movie house.
She's there to get Dad's medicine, and she runs into Howard Stark,
Howard Stark,
who's a projectionist.
Yes.
And he refers to himself as a bohemian because he has.
Where
he lays his head is home.
Yeah, well, I was going to Bohemian Rhapsody, but yeah, that'd make more sense. But anyway,
Since we make it.
yeah. So yeah, she watched this movie of these dancers,
And her husband Howard is away.
He's
in the war
he's in the war right now
on drugs.
and so she has these big delusions, or like not delusions, but aspirations of wanting to be
they're
a star.
delusions.
Well, I'm not gonna say delusions because she at this point she does audition. It's her aspiration. She's not delusional. She's aspiring to be a star.
Delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but not quite exactly. She's aspiring to be a star.
Jedi Knight.
She yes, that's her big thing. She wants to get off the farm, get away from her parents, get out of this little town, and be a star.
Well,
and
I like her idea, but her only problem is she's a fucking psychopath. She before she's doing a little dance number out in the barn, and the duck says something she don't like.
She does murder a goose for like no reason.
To be fair, goose and geese are fucking assholes.
They are.
So
that they are.
Pearl, that's one point in your defense.
She does murder a goose and then feeds it to the alligator in the lake, which I don't know how long. That cannot be the same gator as that we saw in X.
X gon' give it to you.
You know what? I'm on it right now. Lifespan of a gator.
Because I know tortoises can live like 150, 500 years or some ridiculous
yeah.
nonsense. But a gator, I don't think gators can live like 70 years or whatever.
How long does an alligator
Wow, you type like
live? 30 to 50 years. Eat my butt.
30 to 50. Okay, so if this is 1944 and the gator's already alive, let's say he's at least 1 or 2 years old at this point because he's fully grown.
Big ass.
He's big ass. So let's say he's 2. Let's just say he's 2. And then
It's
44. So then he lives in, let's say 1978, 79 is when X happens. So that's what, at least a good 30, no, almost 40 years.
I kind of pictured this in like 74 because if we're going full chainsaw, that's when that came out.
Right.
But it's a matter
But
of
they're
half
talking.
a decade.
But they talk about in X. They do talk about how VHS is going to be the king, and that they gotta get their whole thing is they're going to take the VHS world by storm with these porns.
All right,
and
keep going,
VHS wasn't. I don't think came out till late 70s, early 80s.
Actually,
When did VHS come out?
well,
I mean, it had to be late
VHS
80s.
came out in 2003.
Not the movie. I got you. So I guess technically it could be the same gator. He used to be an old ass gator, right?
I mean, he's
What do you say they live? What was it? What did you say? The lifespan was?
30 to 50 years. We're in the clear, bud.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you know
We're in the yeah. Well, okay. So right in the middle. So okay, it could be the same gator
This
then.
thing isn't out running around doing laps, passing batons. You know, he's just floating and
Floating
fucking
around.
chomping.
I gotta say, that's our educational moment right there.
That's right.
I did not realize gators lived that long.
I actually got that fact from Chris Samples, the Nature Boy, and his Wildlife Illustrated fucking fact box.
Dude, his animal facts were
Oh my god,
priceless.
dude! I laughed. So
good.
So we were originally, we were gonna conspire some kind of inside joke to make you go insane.
Oh, okay.
Because we're good like that. Love fucking with you, bud. So I came up with a couple of them, and then I just handed he did homework on it. So I'm like, Chris, this will be your bit. And I don't know, dude. When he said, "What do you call an Irish spider?" Patty Longlegs.
Patty Longlegs.
I fucking lost my shit.
Yeah. Although technically, daddy longlegs aren't spiders
Yeah, that's what I heard. And
because they only have 4 legs.
no, they don't. They have 6.
6?
Yeah.
They have 4.
Are we gonna learn?
Maybe it's 6. It's
They're-
not 8. I know
They're
that it's not
part-
8.
They're part of the arachnid family, but
They're not spiders.
to specify them as a spider, they need to have a thorax and an abdomen.
Okay.
Or an I got you.
They don't have the same number of legs as spiders do either, though.
I don't think so, boss. Would you like to place a kind wager?
No, just look it up. We'll have another educational
You
moment.
used to be fun, Marshall. Why are
You type so horribly.
daddy long legs
This is terrible.
spiders?
This is terrible content right now. I'm sorry for you guys listening at home.
Harvestmen essentially have an oval body without the separation. They also do not produce silk or web. They
Yep.
are not true spiders.
Yes.
Venom produced by spiders help them in their roles as predators. But harvestmen do not need venom because they are scavengers.
They're called harvestmen?
I refuse to call them that. It's daddy long
Yeah,
legs.
they're daddy longlegs. I've never heard that before.
Do you-
Harvestmen.
Do you think
weird.
that's a regional thing?
Maybe? Or maybe it's not that it's a scientific name. I've never heard. Maybe daddy longlegs is a regional thing.
All right.
I've never heard them called harvestmen. That's weird.
How
Anyway.
many?
Oh my god. That's okay. Let's move on. Let's just move on. Pearl. So one of the main characters in this movie is her sister-in-law, Howard's sister. So apparently Howard comes from like a wealthy family in this small town, a very like well-off family.
So you're telling
Because
me
she keeps talking to Howard like because he left the family to come work on their farm as a farmhand. That's how they met.
So you're telling me she's just a small town Pearl?
Living in a broken world.
She's stabbing geese and shit and lost her fucking mind.
Yeah.
Howard Stark did fucking plowed her vag out while regular Howard was getting shot at by Nazis. Oh my god, dude, you have to listen to the fucking Scream 3 episode. Cincinnati Jeff does a parody of a fucking Creed song.
I heard about that on our text thread.
Dude, so dumb, so dumb.
Was it Take Me Higher?
No, I'll play it for you later.
No,
It's
okay.
too much.
Anyway, so Howard's overseas, and the sister-in-law is hot. She's this really pretty blonde, and this I forget her name, the character's name, but she's gorgeous.
Old girl.
And basically, she tells Pearl that some dance company is coming to their town and having auditions at the local church for a dancer to take on tour of the state of Texas for some kind of like show or something.
Church dance. Oh, by the
And
way,
they're like,
daddy long legs. Or harvestmen have 8 legs.
Mm. Do they really?
Yeah, and a 6-inch dick.
Oh wow. 1, 2, 4, 6. Okay. All right.
And now you know.
Now you know. Where was that? You keep interrupting me.
And they can't drive.
Jesus Christ. The sister-in-law. So they go to this audition at the church, and Pearl dances her. Becomes this whole like
Dances
daydream
her
thing.
fucking
Ass
ass off.
And it becomes like this whole like in her head. You see like in her head like just becomes this big elaborate number. I'm just waiting for like fucking Captain America to come out and try to sell you war bonds.
Right, blast Hitler in the face.
And yeah,
he's lifting Pearl up on the motorcycle.
Yeah. And they tell her no. I mean, like basically we have a bunch of girls like we're looking for the all-American. We're looking for the young, pretty blonde.
Everything that isn't you.
Yeah. So she cries and breaks down.
Her heart, and she ugly sobs for like 5 minutes, and you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts my heart because my God, this is all she wanted.
Yeah, this was her entire dream. Everything she aspired to just was rejected and shot down and just stomped on in front of her.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
So that's basically kind of what's. And then, so yeah, she gets. In her grief, while she's all messed up, she ends up going to the projection house, the movie theater, at the middle of the night, in a rainy night, and bangs Howard Stark in the projection booth. And he's like, "Oh no, you're beautiful, and I'm a bohemian. We're going over.
I'm gonna put you in. You want to be a star, don't you?
I'm gonna take you to Europe with me, and blah blah blah. There's so much more free about." He shows her a porn. He does show her like the old 1920s
film.
One of the early silent movie porn movies.
It's not a talkie, it's a fucky.
It's a fucky. And Pearl's like, oh wow, she's all obsessed with it. And like, they're on there, they're a star, they're in the pictures. You could do that too. And so blah blah blah. Anyway, that happens.
Well, she could, but her only problem is she's kind of anchored on to what's going on at the farm.
Yeah. So she goes kind of crazy. She ends up murdering her mom after a fight. And
oh my God, that mom says the coldest shit because Pearl's been stealing her mom's like dress.
She sneaks her fancy dresses when she goes to town, or just to wear to dance in the barn because it makes her feel pretty like a star instead of her homely farm clothes that she has to wear day in and day out.
Oh, also back in X
gon' give it to you.
Mia Goth is just walking around in these overalls with like just tits on display.
Side tits.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Looking like some sexy gosh shit. Yuck. So what is it? She's talking to her dad like, are you even in there, dude?
Yeah.
Kind of shit.
But anyway, her mom and her get into an argument, a fight.
Mom says the coldest shit. It's like, I would love nothing more than to leave you and your father here. I married him to get me from where I was at so I could come live a princess's fantasy. And this is what happened to him? Yeah. I'm paraphrasing, of course. And then I don't. And so like Pearl and mom go at it. She's like, leave now. Fucking never come back. I never want to see you. Yeah, and I want you.
Basically,
to know.
like if you can leave if you want, but if you do, you're like never welcome here again.
And when you fail, and when I love saying that. That's cold shit. It's like you can come back to the farm, and you'll always know you failed.
Yes.
And it's like some fucking Frieza, some fucking cold ass. Frieza talks the best shit.
So she gets a fight and she ends up killing her mom.
Lights are on fire.
But that was accident. But then she kind of turns into a van. She does put her out. He throws like
hot potato
water on her and burns her, and she ends up dying. The mom
beats her up, throws her down in the basement, and mom is fucked up.
Yeah.
So she looks over at dad and it's like, you can kind of see the fear in his eyes. Like, this dude's been like the little apple loading fucking, the
spinning rainbow circle.
Yes, yeah. That's dad, and you see it's like blunk. He's like, uh-oh, and she's like, Dad, it's gonna be okay, kind of thing. She's
like, I'll take care of you, and she basically eventually she cleans the boat. Let's get you out of your mess because he can't. So he basically like clean the shit off you.
Well, she left him there for like 3 days when she went to town to go get her fuck on.
And she comes back, she cleans them up, and she's like, Daddy. She tells this whole monologue. Daddy, I love you. Thank you for everything. I want you to know you are loved. And then she just suffocates him with a pillowcase. And the sad thing is that you see like a single tear come down to Dad's cheek.
I'm feeling it, man.
And he's like, oh, shit.
And you know what? That's probably the best way to go out. All considering.
You're having your daughter suffocate you?
It's like a mercy kill, you know?
Yeah, if you want a mercy, I'd do it a little faster than suffocation. That's pretty slow and terrifying.
As a guy who has suffocated to death once, it's very tranquil when you lose oxygen to your brain. It's very, not nirvana, euphoric.
Euphoric?
Yeah. I went to the David Carradine's house, and Well, he was supposed to be my spotter.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say I thought it was something that like Sarah forgot to release the belt when you guys were doing something, but anyway.
Well, I was.
Anyway, we gotta move on.
What color's my skin tone, Marshall?
It's pasty white.
Okay, so I was kind of sifting through it. I was turning colors. I was turning.
Oh, okay. He wants me to do this. He was turning. There you go. So she kills the dad. Then Howard comes out and she's like, "Hey, blah 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 blah."
Not Howard, the projectionist.
Howard Stark.
Oh, my bad. See.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not her husband. Howard. The projectionist comes out. They talk. Blah blah blah. And she gets a little crazy, and he's like scaring her off, and she's like, "Okay, I gotta go." And she's like, "Why are you leaving me?" He's like, "Well, bitch, you're kind of scaring me."
Oh my god, dude. Oh wait, because Dad's still alive downstairs, and
Mom's still alive.
Oh, that's right, because they're up in her bedroom trying to go to Fucktown, and they just hear like this.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, that's my dog down in the basement." So they go out to the bar. She's like, "I want to show you something in the barn." She takes them and shows them some of her animals. Like, this is my cow, this is my pig,
These are my audience.
Goose. We had more, but they died, obviously, because she murdered them.
This is a cry for help.
Yeah. And he's like, "Okay, that's great. Well, I'm going to go." And
like,
no, then she's like, he's like, "Well, what about your dog?" And she's like, "Oh, we don't have a dog." Wait, you just said you had a dog. And she's like, well, we,
Then you just see her gears spinning.
Yeah.
And she grabs her pitchfork.
And she gets crazy. He's like, "Okay, I'm going to leave now. You're scaring me." He walks to the car, starts it up.
Why are you leaving? I thought you were taking me with you.
You love me. You said you was pretty blah, blah, blah.
And
So
he goes,
stabs
"Lady, you're scaring me."
Yeah,
He hops in his Model T, runs off, but she fucking like Tuscan Raiders and stabs.
Yeah, she
through
stabs
his back,
him.
through his nipples.
Stabs him with the pitchfork a few times. Like, he drives down the car, driving down the road, stops. She pulls him out, throws him on the ground, and this pitchfork, this is the pitchfork through the mouth.
And it fucking stays, and it is much.
And that's pretty much that. And then, so she kills him. She buries, she gets rid of the body to the gator. She drives the car into the lake. And
I've never seen Psycho.
And then basically sister-in-law, the hottie sister-in-law shows up. And she's like,
my fucking MVP moment.
She has this amazing monologue with her. It's a long monologue.
Shit. You know what? I'm sorry. I got to jump in real quick because there is a manifestation. So I think her name's Misty and her mom come over and to the
Mitzi.
Pearl.
It's a Mitzi.
Thank you.
That's right. It's one of those. It's a Mitzi is the sister-in-law.
So they come over to the Pearl farm and then
the pig. They drop the pig off.
And then German mom's like,
we don't want your charity.
We need not of your charity.
Yeah.
And so this is a metaphor because I think this represents Pearl's mental state. You know, it's like a counter, and so it's just sitting there rotting, just maggot filled.
Yeah. So she gives us this really awesome long monologue to Mitzi. One take, and she basically confesses about like how she loves Howard, but you left me here and I have needs, and I banged the projectionist, and I killed my mom, and I killed my dad, all because I'm stuck here on this farm, and I want to be a star. But if you come home and say you love me, I will love you, and we'll start over. Yeah, that's the end. And blah 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 blah. So she basically confesses all the horrible things she did to Mitzi. Mitzi's like,
look at
time.
Bye.
I gotta go.
This is my favorite part of the fucking movie.
And then she's like,
so did Mitzi walk there? Did she get on a bike? Did she get dropped off?
Yeah, I guess she walked or rode a bike or something. But yeah. So, but anyway, so then she says something along the line like, hey, she's like, congratulations on the part. I'm glad you got it. And Mitch is like, I didn't get the part. You know, I didn't get it. And Mitch is like, it's okay. Like, if not me, then you, right? And like, I'm glad you get. And she's like, I know. She keeps saying, I didn't get the part. I didn't get the part. And she's like, Mitzi, tell me, it's okay. You can tell me the truth. And she's like,
I think she got the part.
I think she yeah. And she's like, but she kept saying she didn't get it. And what?
Can I tackle this part?
Fine, go ahead.
All right. So then Mitzi's like, okay, you hit me about an 11 on the fucking insaneometer. I'm gonna take off. And so she's walking like out the door, and then so camera front, and Mitzi's walking, and Pearl walks out. She walks over to a stump and pulls an axe out.
Pulls a big axe out,
and then you can see the fucking in Mitzi's face, and she starts running towards the camera. And then fucking Pearl does a Voorheesian walk behind her,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like rubs her hands together, gets the axe, starts chasing her, and just starts hacking.
Of course, the Mitzi trips and falls.
Because bitches be tripping.
But it takes her a good 3 axe chops to the back before she finally drops.
Man.
She hacks her once, she keeps running. She hacks her again, she keeps running. Good on you, Mitzi.
Right.
But then the third one takes her down, and
Well, people were just built different back
I
then.
guess they were.
And
They
I
were
didn't-
built axe tough back then. I guess I don't even know what that.
Like a rock!
Axe tough.
And so, like, you don't see much of the blood, but then
No.
they do, like, an aerial shot, and you can see, like, the family circus connect the dots of blood.
Yeah.
Woo! It
And-
is fucked up!
And then you get she kills him, and then you get a montage of Pearl chopping up Mitzi's body into pieces and then basically feeding them to the gator.
It is rough. And then what?
That's the bloodiest part of the whole movie is that one part, because there's not a whole lot of blood and gore in this movie. It's just, but when she's chopping up Mitzi, that's the goriest part.
So then she goes downstairs to where Freddy Krueger mom's all fucking gnarled up, like half her face is burned off. She's got exposed teeth. And she's combing her hair. It's like, Mama, remember when you used to comb my hair when I was a baby?
Yeah.
And then, like, she's combing her hair, and it's just coming off in, like, beef jerky chunks.
Yes.
And I think mom's done.
Oh, mom's dead at this point. Yeah, she's dead. And basically, she sits down to have like a dinner with her dead parents, and she has the rotted maggot-covered pig at the table, and blah blah. And then at this point, I think it's this point, Howard gets dropped. He returns home from war in his uniform. He's like, "Hey, I'm home, Pearl, I'm home." And he sees like the dead bodies, and Pearl's just like standing there like with this giant creepy grin on her face.
Oh my god!
And she's like, "I love you, Howard," or something like that, and it just zooms in on her face.
Credits, and the entire time she is mugging the camera.
Yeah.
I think it is like 3 minutes.
It's like a good 3 or 4 minutes of her just smiling, this
And
giant
crying.
creepy grin and crying while
It is
smiling into the camera as the credits roll.
fucking haunting.
So that's Pearl.
That's Pearl.
Now again, not what I expected based off the first on X. I loved X. Pearl took me in a different way, and I will say, because I watched them back to back.
Good.
But X was so different, I was expecting more from Pearl. And so at the time, I was actually a little disappointed. I thought we'd have more. I thought there'd be more of the sex obsession in Pearl, because that was a big part of the first one, and not so much. She got introduced to porn in this one, but there wasn't a whole lot of.
The metamorphosis wasn't complete.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal in this one.
Oh, also,
And I mean, she banged the projectionist. Okay, whoopity do. That was basically it.
all right, but also,
And dry humped a scarecrow, but not.
so when she stepped on stage and she saw the mark,
Yeah. Oh, the X mark. Yeah.
and it was the X Factor, they
Ugh.
were talking about the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah. You have to have the X factor. We're looking for the it.
The what factor?
Okay.
X gon' give it to
There you go. So, but I think as a standalone, it does do a good job of like kind of going into that again, the psychology, the cerebralness, the psychological factor of you see her decline into like her craziness and like how
Downward
her
spiral
spiral callback
into insanity.
But I guess I was expecting more murders. I guess more of not psycho.
It was
but
an isolated event.
it was isolated, and then so I don't know the way it's shot again is very artsy, even artsier than X was.
Okay,
Very
so the
artsy.
last shot of the film. Oh no, I'm sorry. Prior to that, it's the opening of Pearl is the last shot of X. What it's like, it cuts into the barn or whatever. It's the slow pan out.
Was it? I don't remember that part, but okay.
It's something like that. Hey,
But
if
you do see the house, and you see the same bunkhouse that they use in both movies. So it's the same location.
That's right, because that's where Pearl goes to hang out when Mom's being a bitch.
Yeah, she goes to the bunkhouse.
Okay.
Oh no, she's ordered to go stay in the bunkhouse when she's bad. She's
It's like, Mom, it's so cold.
right, when
There's no food.
there's no food, there's no fire, it's cold. Like, well, you should have thought about that. But so she basically gets X out to the bunkhouse at one point.
Does she steal a gator egg and crushes it because she's fucking insane, or was that a goose egg?
Probably a goose egg. I think it was a goose egg
Okay.
because she gets that from like the barn or something like that. She's not stealing a gator egg.
I don't know.
I'm
She's
pretty
crazy.
She
as
is
fuck.
crazy. I thought it was a goose egg, but
I
anyway.
could see Pearl riding that gator into town. Just, I'm gonna be a star.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that.
10 out of 10. What do you give Pearl?
It was good, but I don't know if I'd watch it again. And I was a little disappointed at the time I watched it. I'll probably give Pearl, if I gave X an 8, I'm probably gonna give Pearl like a 6. I think maybe a 7, but I don't know. It was just.
How are you gonna say that, Marshall?
I'm sorry.
How are
man.
you gonna be that? I want to be a star.
Yep, you want to be a star.
I give it a 9.
Really?
I love this movie. I mean, all like when you find out how they shot it, like on a just no budget, like immediately after, like they shot it. 2
Listen,
weeks.
I didn't do any. Like, I just watched this. I didn't know none of my normal like research homework. I didn't know. I just watched them. So I knew nothing about it going in other than yes, it's a prequel to the Pearl and blah blah, or to X and blah blah blah. It's following early Pearl. But I didn't know like anything about the shoestring budget or you know,
like,
or when they shot it or how long it took. I know none of that.
So I think Mia Goth came to Ty West and was like, "Hey, call the producers. We're gonna knock out a sequel or prequel rather that I wrote, and you know we're gonna spitball it kind of thing. And this movie could be shot for cheap as fuck. We already have the sets kind of thing." And he's like, "Yes." And so they're making a third one, and it's Maxine, Mia Goth's character.
Yes, Maxine Minx was her name. And,
well, it's Max XXX.
Yeah, Minx.
Bam. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's going to be about her adventures in the porn industry in the 1980s.
Okay. But again, is it okay? So now, is it still gonna be a horror movie? Is she gonna be murdering her porn stars, or is she gonna be? Because she wasn't a murderer. She was just she wanted to be a star. So is she just gonna get nailed by John Holmes, get AIDS? Is that gonna be the whole plot of this thing? Like I don't know. Like how is that gonna be?
She's gonna hang out with the Manson family.
If it's gonna be a sequel, like it seems where like these aren't. It's the same characters, but it's not the same genre. Like how are they gonna make that a horror movie? And is it gonna be entertaining, or is this gonna be like a weird fucking sex drama? It can be completely different than X and Pearl were.
Look, if Rob Zombie can call House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell a trilogy, then I'd rather have Ty West do this. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to watch it. I'm going to let Ty West present whatever story he wants to tell me.
I mean, I'll probably wait around to watch it. Am I going to watch it immediately? Probably not, because I'm not going to spend $20 to rent it or buy it. I'll wait till it.
Oh, I'll just see it in theaters.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend that much money to see it on theaters. So I'll watch it eventually, I guess. All right, that's it. We got to wrap this up because I got to get to my family Easter thing. And this took a little longer than I thought it would because we go off on too many rants and we talk too much bullshit.
All right, 1, 2, 3. What did you like in what order?
The 3 of them, my favorite was X.
Okay. I saw you reaching for it.
Yeah, I was reaching like, nope.
It's okay.
But I guess I'll go X1. I'll go Pearl 2 and Spiral 3. Because like I said, Pearl was at least to me it wasn't as good as X because I was totally different, but it's a different movie. But it was very unique. It was well written. It was the way, again, very artsy, very noir type shit.
Well,
and Spiral was just cookie cutter.
Paint by numbers.
Let's just keep this shit going.
Spiral wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible. It just it didn't need to be made. It doesn't need to exist.
I think, well, yeah, money.
Yeah.
Chris Rock was the producer on that shit too. All right, so I think the more you wait a couple months, and if you have to go back, I think Pearl will hold up through the testament of time. I mean, Spiral, like you said, cookie cutter, just installment money. Chris Rock was great in that.
Yeah.
X, I mean, that's a great movie.
If Chris Rock wasn't in that movie would be dog shit.
Oh my God, right?
I mean, if you take Chris Rock out and it's
you have Chris Tucker.
Oh God.
Oh my God, it's pig face.
Jesus Christ.
It's pigs out. Oh. All right, so yeah, I go Pearl, X, Spiral.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. That's it. Thanks for listening to, I guess, even though it's our second, but technically our first, I guess, official episode of Why They Talk.
Why They Talk.
We'll be back in the next time with another horror movie. Or movies, who knows what we're gonna do? But we will have the next time we're back. We will have the results of this year's Horrible Horror Marshall Movie Madness Tournament of Awfulness. We'll crown our champion. We'll do something else. Who knows what? But in the meantime,
we'll do butt stuff.
Watch more horror movies, and remember to always
stay spooky
and keep it tight.